football season. So stay in your seats for that.
Test, 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 test.
Okay, he said all you need to do, he's going to be looking up here and just give him the high sign if we need some more time.
Oh, okay.
Give him a high sign if we need more time.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
And I'll write this down.
What's that?
He didn't have a card.
That's okay. Which reminds me, I told... You didn't have. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't have to. Head referee.
They couldn't get all their names.
That's okay. Craig Sparks. So I'll put that in here and just put it in right, almost right now. It's one of those things. I'm jumping back and forth chairs here for a minute. I like it over here better. Quite honestly, it's shaded.
Both things tonight?
No, no. Jeff Cooper's coming. He's on his way. I have a feeling we'll start without him.
Okay. Who's that caravan upstairs?
2 kids from Silver Creek.
All right. Well, that works out okay.
Yeah, 2 kids from Silver Creek. 1 camera, but 2 kids. One's going to spot and the other one's going to run it.
Hey, kids love that stuff.
At least, maybe they won't get kicked out of the room like happened at Clarksville.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Well, Clarksville was too tight. I mean.
There's no room there.
People, yeah, it was way too tight. That's not what we want. You should tell Chris. Stay away from doing anything at Clarksville.
Yeah, I've told him that before. So head referee Craig Sparks. I'm not going to put. I've got a whole big graphic if we have all the officials, but it's no sense in just putting him on. That kind of doesn't make any sense. No, I can't. I'm not going to do. If I have to do had to do down and distance and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I know.
No, we're about 7 minutes to go on. We've got a signal. And we're broadcasting. We're broadcasting as of now, something at least. So that's good.
So we got Little League, Youth League night, and homecoming.
Okay. Well, they had Little League youth whatever last week, and that ran way,
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Wow. It looks like key grips or best boys.
There you go. I think that's some of Mr. Smith, the media band director / media guy. Some of his people. So 6:26. All right, we're gonna go. We'll turn it on live here in just a couple minutes. Let it spool up, and then run the loop a couple times, and then introduce. It's backwards. Just flip it the other way.
What did I do?
It's backwards.
Oh.
Dr. Chris Avon and Dr. Chance Davis as team physicians. Baptist Health Board, the game changer in sports medicine. To learn more, please visit baptisthealth.com.
Mr. Dave Chanley to the press box, please. Mr. Dave Chanley.
So we'll do. We'll open. Do a quick little live open, not on camera since there's just two of us and we're kind of spread out. Yeah, we'll do our open, just briefly talk about, briefly talk about both teams. Then I've got a live read I have to do for the weather, and then we'll go away to do commercials. And of course, there's like 3 minutes commercials at the beginning anyway when we go live. Then we'll go away to do commercials. When we come back, I'll turn our mics down, and that's when we'll make sure we'll get you plugged in and have to get it open and fire it off.
Well, I think Pappenhaus
Hey, Jeff, you're over here. You're over here.
Pappenhaus was about 5 minutes long.
Okay. You're fine. Yeah. You're good. So those are your headphones. You're going to be tight in there. We can spread a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody next to me. There's a hornet that wants to keep coming.
Yeah,
in there.
that I saw. We don't want to.
Yep, there he is.
Coach Kaz, this is Jeff Cooper.
Hi,
Cooper,
Jeff.
Coach Kaz.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, there we go. Good catch. So I was just saying, we are just about to go here. What time is it anyway? So it's got to come from this side only because that line's too short to go, so it's got to go there. But if you've got something to plug into that, you can. If you got regular USB, then.
Yeah, I do. I need it. You have an outlet? Extra outlet?
Yes, maybe, possibly.
Down there is fine. Down there.
Yes, right there. You're plugged. Hold on, I gotta.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have with us the youth football players from our Dragon Youth League. We'd like to bring them out to the track right now. First of all, we have the K12 Blue Sixth grade blue team. And it looks like we got some cheerleaders coming also, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for the cheerleaders. These young players are your future of Dragon football. Let's hear it for them. And let's hear it for the coaches putting in their time.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
The following is a live sports presentation of Glicod. Glicod.com.
Glicod's coverage of Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana high school football starts now.
Welcome to Glicod Southern Indiana High School football, brought to you by the Jim Butner Auto Group, where tonight from Silver Creek High School we have the Jeffersonville Red Devils at 1-3 coming in to play the host Silver Creek Dragons at 3-1. Dr. Todd Carter and Coach Jim Kazmarek on the call for you tonight. And Coach, it's time just to briefly talk about what we might have in store for our fans tonight. We've seen both of these teams before. What might we expect tonight?
Well, first of all, we'll talk about Silver Creek because they have an outstanding team. A lot of speed, a lot of quickness. Love the way they play defense. They fly to the ball. I don't know if they have quite the same athleticism that Jeff has. But Silver Creek will match up well, and they're used to moving up in schedule because they played Floyd Central a couple weeks ago, which is another 6A school, and beat them. So I don't think they're going to be intimidated, but there's going to be some matchup problems for them. But I think they can make up for it by the way they fly around to the football, and I think their offensive and defensive lines are maybe a little bit better than Jeff's. On Jeff's side. Great athleticism, that's a given. I like their quarterback. I like Davari Julian. He's one of the top receivers in this area. So it'll be interesting to me to see if Jeff is going to be a running team who wants to pass or a passing team who wants to run. We talked about this in the Bedford game. They seemed to be kind of stuck in between. They weren't sure what their identity was. Hopefully now, 3 games later, they know what their identity is.
Absolutely. Well, we have a beautiful night for football tonight. A look at tonight's weather forecast is presented by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligation. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway. Well, in tonight's weather, we had a high of about 72 late this afternoon. It maybe has cooled off slightly from that, but not much here in the sun, looking west from the press box at Silver Creek High School. But 71, Coach Kaz tells me officially right at this moment. And as we go through the night, it's going to cool off a little bit, but not much. So it's going to be gorgeous night. Homecoming tonight at Silver Creek High School. And so a great night for football. Jeff versus Silver Creek coming up tonight on Glicod.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
I'm with Coach Isaac Parker of the Jeff Red Devils, and we're about to get hit by a football out here on the field. Coach, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. Coach, last year you were about the same position you're in right now.
Sure.
And you turned everything around.
Absolutely.
So I know that's the same expectation. What do you have to do to turn it around?
We have to find us still, and that's what we struggled in last year. We struggled finding us, and it's no different this year for some reason. We're still battling our own identity. You know, we're to a point where we talked this week. The big focus this week was, doesn't matter what anybody does against us, we have to do us, and that's we haven't done that yet. Besides week one.
Yeah. And Coach, when we were at the Bedford game, and what I noticed was you were really strong on some running plays and really strong on some passing plays, but you never seemed to put both of that together in the game.
No, execution's been an issue since week 2 for us. So I guess it'll be week 3 in the season. We lost our first game, lost some practices, came out against Seymour, looked good, and that's kind of Bedford's where it started. We struggled executing, and that's kind of been something that's plagued us the last few weeks. Seems like there's always something on every play, whether it's a missed block or if we get great blocks by the line. It might be a bad ball or a drop pass or we had one last week where we set up a run to the edge and a quarterback tripped our running back accidentally. So it seems to be it's been something every week, and we have to do us. And I think we had coming off a good week of practices, and I feel confident that we're more prepared this week than we've been in the last 3 weeks.
Well, we'll see it tonight, I'm sure, Coach. Hey, Coach, tell me a little bit about Davari Julian. I think he is maybe the best receiver. I know he's the best receiver we've seen this year, but he may be one of the best in this area.
Don't let him hear you. He's right there, and he heard his name. He started looking over here at you. Davari's one of those guys that has been a utility player for us for the past few years, and this is his first year. He's actually been completely committed to the offensive side of the ball as well. He's still a defensive player for us, but we can't pass up that guy's athleticism. He's explosive. He's very raw at receiver, I think he's got a chance for that to be his position in college. He's got to fine-tune some things, but you get glimpses of how good he can be regularly throughout the season.
Well, and you see it every day in practice, but we saw it at the Bedford game, and he really is an outstanding player for you. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Always a pleasure seeing you, man.
Coach, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer. Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
As we are serenaded by the Silver Creek Marching Dragons, it's time for our Keys to the Game tonight at Silver Creek High School. Tonight's Keys to the Game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Well, Coach, what are your keys to the game? First for Jeff.
Well, Jeff is their number one chore is they've got to stop the Silver Creek running game. They've got to be able to contain Trey Shane on his counterplays, his reverses, his jet sweeps. And when they do that, then they're going to hit them up the middle with LaShawn Mays off tackle up the middle. Jeff has got a real chore tonight to try to stop both of those things. It's really a defensive coordinator's headache, and I'm sure the if I asked the defensive coordinator how he slept last night, he'd probably say he slept like a baby. He was up probably every half an hour thinking about how to stop those two players. Nobody has been able to do that in the last 2 years, so Jeff's got a big chore in front of him. They need to get some consistency from their running game. I think they have passing abilities. I think they have a strong arm quarterback. I think they've got some really good receivers, including Davari Julian, but they've got to get some consistency with their running game. And the next thing they need to do is they need to get Silver Creek in long yardage situations. Silver Creek's probably their weakness is their passing game, so they've got to get Silver Creek in a position where Silver Creek has to rely on their passing game.
All right. Well, and then for the Dragons?
Well, and it's really just the opposite. I think Silver Creek has a stronger offense and defensive line. So to me, the first key to this game is the offense and defensive lines for Silver Creek have to control the line of scrimmage. And I think they can. I think they're maybe a little bit better in the line than Jeff. So that's going to be important. They have to control that line of scrimmage, especially on offense. They need to stay out of long yardage situations. Just the opposite of what Jeff is going to try to do is to put them in long yardage. They need to stay ahead of the chains. They need to not have 3rd and 8 and 2nd and 10, those situations there. And then what I say, make Jeff play left-handed. Make Jeff do something they don't want to do.
Right.
If Jeff wants to pass the ball, then they need to stop the passing game, make Jeff be a running team. Or if Jeff wants to be a running team tonight, then they need to stop that and make Jeff throw the ball. So make your opponent play left-handed. Unless they have a left-handed quarterback.
And then you may be in trouble, right?
That's right.
All right. So those are tonight's keys to the game presented by Matt Construction. Matt Construction providing safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mattconstruction.com. Let's step away, hear from some of our wonderful Glicod sponsors. When we come back, Coach Kaz had the chance to talk with Silver Creek coach Dave Pappenhouse. And so come back for that here on Glicod.
Busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
I'm with Coach Dave Pappenhouse, the head coach of Silver Creek Dragons. The coach is in his third year as the head coach. I think, Coach, I've got you down as 20-4 record. That's pretty outstanding. I hope I didn't miss one of the wins.
You'd know better than me. I don't try not to keep up too much on that.
Coach, you're 3-1 now. Are you where you expected to be at this point in the season? Positives or any negatives?
You know, as a coaching staff, we felt like we would have the potential to be, you know, pretty good this year. We got a lot of young guys who are playing, you know, starting several freshmen and sophomores. And, you know, we lost a big senior class last year. So, you know, if everybody stepped up and you know, we kind of penciled some guys into spots and you know, some of those worked out, some didn't. And then other guys kind of stepped up. So, you know, we knew that we had the potential to be at this point. And kids just had to go out and do it. And, to this point, they have. I think probably to this point our offensive line's in better shape than we maybe thought they would be at this point.
Coach, everybody that follows Southern Indiana football knows about Trey Shane and LaShawn Mays. You've got another. I know you have some other unsung players on your team. I really like the Miles Roundtree that plays tight end for you. Can you tell us a little bit about Miles and some of the other more unsung players that you have that people may not know that much about?
Yeah, there's a laundry list there. I think we're real big on not having really superstars, just 11 guys that do their job, and that's tough to beat. A team with one or two superstars, we can take two or three guys and shut those people down. But Miles worked his tail off all winter in the weight room. He's 6'1", 225, plays defensive end, tight end for us, really doesn't come off the field much on all the special teams. Just does a great job for us. There's a bunch. Joe Lemon at corner and wide receiver, Zach Zimmerman and Cole Davidson at outside linebackers. Really a young guy that you'll probably be hearing a lot of over the next couple years, Nate Davidson. Plays linebacker for us, rotates in at tight end, and he's just a heck of a football player, good athlete in general, but just a tough kid. Does anything we ask of him. We kind of move him around, and he's a guy. There's a lot of those. Ross Scully on the offensive line. He looks like he weighs about 170 pounds, but he's about as tough as they come. Just a nasty blocker up front. He's really been a great surprise for us this year.
Well, Coach, you mentioned some of your defensive players, and I know you get a lot of publicity on your offense and your offensive players and your offense statistics, but I've been impressed with your defense. Your defensive coordinator does a great job. Talk a little bit more about what you do on defense.
Yeah, our defensive staff is top shelf. Earlier you asked me about records, and all that's great, and it has to go by somebody. But I firmly believe that I have the best staff in the area and probably the state of Indiana. I wouldn't trade these guys for the world. But Sean does a great job. We run the 3-3 stack, and it's not really, it kind of comes in and out of being in style. Right now it seems like everybody's goes to the same clinic, and 4-3s is the new, bell of the ball. But, so we're out of style, and, it's different. And the variations that we play on things, I think it's very difficult to prepare for. It's very simple for our kids, which allows our kids to just run around and fly around and not be thinking. And, Sean Williams and Brian Donahue and Zach Dodson and Mike Bukeister and Noah Edelman, our defensive staff, do a great job. And they are, an unsung bunch. They don't get nearly the credit that they deserve.
We'll try to give them some more of that credit tonight, Coach. And Coach, when you talk about your defense, your 3-3 defense, that is not something that's in vogue right now. But why would you have gone to that particular defense?
We ran it when we were at Charlestown as well, and they're usually blessed with a little bit bigger kids. But here, we've got a lot of linebacker kids and just kind of in-betweeners, not really, big, scary-looking guys running around. We tried to get it to fit our personnel, and, we feel we can put a pretty fast team out there. I don't know if we can go as fast as Jeff will run tonight, but, I think if we may not pass the eye test when we get off the bus, but we put 11 dudes out there that can fly around. So we just felt like the 3-3 was a natural fit for us, and our kids bought in when I got here, and, now it's just what we do.
Coach, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No. When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glicod, it's Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School Football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Centric Credit Union, centered around you. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to the field for all the action from Glicod on Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School Football.
As we are getting set for the Silver Creek Dragons to come down through their fans and come on out for the opening coin flip and the kickoff. We are back at Silver Creek High School, where the Jeffersonville Red Devils are 1-3. They're coming in to play the host Dragons at 3-1. Dr. Todd Carter and Coach Jim Kazmarek on the call with you. Jeff Cooper, our on-site producer. A couple of fine young band members from Silver Creek AV department working our camera for us tonight. Let's talk about storylines real briefly, Coach. Tonight's storylines brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org. Storylines and some key players both sides.
Well, to me, the first storyline is going to be, is Jeff going to be what team did they find their identity the last couple of weeks, and what are they going to be doing? Are they going to run or are they going to pass? And primarily, what's going to be their big thing? I'd say the other key thing we want to watch is Trey Shane and Davari Julian. Davari Julian's an outstanding receiver. Trey Shane he's good at everything he does, but he's a good, hard-nosed defensive back, and it'd almost be interesting to watch Trey and Davari sparring against each other, offense and defense. And then I don't know who's going to cover Trey Shane on Jeff's defense either. Could be Davari, because Davari does play cornerback. So that would be an interesting matchup all game long.
All right, so those are your key players and your storylines as we can all watch the teams head out for the coin flip. And looks like Lemon and Scully and Shane out there for the Dragons, and Davari Julian And I can't
Cole
make
Phillips.
out. Is it
Cole
Cole
Phillips,
Phillips?
yeah.
Quarterback Cole Phillips for Jeffersonville. Thank you, Coach.
And your home-standing Silver Creek Dragons. It is a beautiful night for football. 7 degrees, says Leatherbuck.
All right.
So, Todd, we couldn't get any better than it's a perfect night.
Yep.
Beautiful weather, homecoming, a big crowd. Silver Creek's got their stands full. Jeff's brought a good crowd. There's people standing along the track, and got 2 outstanding teams. I mean, this is unbelievably perfect for high school kids and high school football.
Absolutely. Well, it appeared as though Silver Creek won the toss, and they deferred. And so they should be kicking it away to Jeffersonville. So let's go ahead and briefly look at the Jeff offense. And admittedly, these are starters from a couple weeks back. So we're doing a little guesswork for you here. But it looks like Jeff will go something like this. Across the front line, Chance Johnson, Yuri Brow, Aiden Kern, Colin Corbin, and Garrett Webster. Then at wide receiver, Davari Julian, Alec Zabel, and Devontae Bailey. Kyan Stevenson also at wide receiver. Cole Phillips, the quarterback, and Zion Mansfield, the running back. Jared Tyson also comes in and does some work at running back. And then we will let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and pull that down, and then after we get going here a second, we'll give you the defense for the Silver Creek Dragons in a brief moment.
Deep for Jeff is Maddox and Davari Julian.
Absolutely. So a beautiful night for high school football, and to an up back, but it was touched. And the flag comes in.
I believe one of 2 things happened there.
That was Trejo kicking it away, and then the flag came in quickly.
One of 2 things happened there. Either Silver Creek was offside and crossed the line before the ball was kicked, or the kicker didn't wait for the referee to give him the signal to kick. And it's a 5-yard penalty. Either way, it's a 5-yard penalty. But
so 5-yard penalty, and we're going to back it back up.
I have an interesting story of what happened when I was in college with a kicker who was from Nigeria and kicked off before the referee gave him the signal to kick off.
Nope. All right, Trejo to kick it away again. And it comes down to Maddox, fielded at about the 18-yard line, has some running room, and gets out near the 40. Nice run back there, about 20 yards, give or take.
Number 42, Cullen Garlock makes the tackle. Garlock, sophomore. Actually a freshman. And Coach Pappenhaus talked about how many freshmen they play now.
And we will give you the defense here in just a moment after this first play from scrimmage. Likely starting defense. Again, we may be surprised, but that is not Phillips back there, actually. So first surprise.
That's Nick Schindler, sophomore quarterback.
That is Nick Schindler.
And interesting, Todd, he was the quarterback we expected to play in the Bedford game.
Yep.
And he didn't. So a nice little simple pass to get him started. A little rollout, 3 receivers, 2 deep, 1 runs short. The short one's open.
Give us about 2nd and 7. So Schindler, handoff. That's Mansfield, and
not much
he
there.
Can't quite get away. Couple of yards. Let's look at the Silver Creek defense, or a likely Silver Creek defense. And that looks like this. Miles Roundtree, Sam Gehring, Ben Blues. Across the front, Cole Davidson, Zach Zimmerman, Mike Lowry. At the linebacking core with Charles Berkeley, Nate Davidson, Joe Lemon, Trey Shane, and Donovan Mosley at in the defensive backfield in that 3-3 defensive scheme. And pass trying for Davari Julian, almost picked off. So Johnny on the spot there was Ben Robertson.
Yeah, and the quarterback, and he's only a sophomore. But Schindler's got to get, on that play, you've got to get rid of the ball. You got to catch it and throw it immediately. You hold on to the ball, you're giving the defense an opportunity.
And I'm sorry, that was Nate Davidson that was Johnny on the spot there, 33. My apologies. So forcing Jeff to punt the ball away, few steps, and then a boot from a brow. And through the hands and out of bounds, Joe Lemon couldn't quite handle that.
And you'll notice that the punter was punting the ball away from Trey Shane.
So that brings up the Silver Creek Dragons offense. And the Dragons offense as follows: Ross Scully, Sam Gehring, Luke Campbell, Ben Blues, and Walker Hoffman. Miles Roundtree is the tight end. Peyton Lacey, the quarterback. LaShawn Mays, the running back. Wyatt Hoffman, Trey Shane, and Joe Lemon at wideout. So 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Trey Shane in motion. Handoff to Shane, trying to get around the end. Does, and he's got some running room brought down just across the first down marker, and that was a strong tackle there.
Yeah, that was
Jake Curry.
Jake Curry. And Jake was, I think, kind of lucky they didn't get flagged on that. That looked like it could have been a personal foul tackle. He was up high around the helmet and around the neck. It wasn't a horse collar, but
it wasn't a horse collar. He got him right about shoulder height.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
Yeah, I think
so first down there for the Dragons. And we will try to get you the Jeff Likely defense, what's out there here in a few moments. Handoff. Mays inside, makes the first man miss, and then bounces off the second, falls forward near the first down marker. Let's quickly give you the Jeff defense. Across the front, Colin Corbin, Ghost Johnson, and Chance Jackson. Linebacker core, Evan Clayton, Leland Ponce, and Jake Curry. Defensive backs, Kyan Stevenson, Davari Julian, Rafe Swearingen, and Devontae Bailey. And we have a man down on the field.
And I think it's Colin. I'm not going to say because I can't.
Colin Corbin.
I thought that was 60, but he's covered up now with trainers and medical people,
and we'll keep it here for just a moment as he seems to be getting up. Yeah, sure is.
That's 58.
Yeah.
Nate Gavin. No, I'll take it. Wrong team. How about Isaiah Martin?
That's it.
And LaShawn Mays landed right on top of Martin, and I'm sure he knocked the wind out of him.
And that run, fall forward more than as much as anything at the end of that run, giving Silver Creek another set of downs right at the midfield stripe.
Whew. Silver Creek's got everybody right here in one little box. No wide receivers. Look for the counter play.
And pitch back. Mays met in the backfield, escapes the first time, and then wrestled to the ground. Ponce was there. And
Kendrick Sutherland on the tackle also. But, boy, I tell you, right away you're seeing the domination of the running game from Silver Creek and the domination of the offensive line. And, to be honest with you, not some very good tackling on Jeff's part.
We've seen a couple times already Mays sort of make the first man miss or bounce off of it or run through an arm tackle.
Yep.
So second down and along one into Jeff territory now.
There it is.
Handoff. There's that counter for Shane. And he moves the chains. Another set of downs.
Yeah, and interesting, that was an inside counter play rather than their sweeping counter play.
Coach was calling that before the game, Coach.
Yeah.
Folks, he was saying he wondered how soon they would try to hit Shane on that counter sweep. So Mays lines up as a fullback, and Shane in the running back, kind of a Maryland power eye.
Yeah.
Pitch back to Shane, tries to get outside.
And he does.
And he does, sure enough, pushed out of bounds. And it looked like Rafe Swearingen was in on that just by forcing Shane out of bounds.
Yeah, Jeff's got to have their defensive ends. They've got to set that edge. They've got to hold their position and make sure that running back gets inside.
And we had a penalty there against Silver Creek. Hold, so that will move them back 10 yards.
And we had been talking a couple games ago. We had a team, I think it was Bedford, that was in the stack guy. Had all, remember that?
Yep. That's the stack. Eye.
Tom Nugent was the coach at Maryland at that time.
Yep. Colby was the one schooled me on that as the Maryland Eye.
Yeah.
So.
And Lee Corso was an assistant coach on that team, and we used that when I was in college.
Handoff, Mays inside, falls forward just on a dive play, a couple of yards there.
Yeah, see, and that holding penalty was bad for Silver Creek because now they're way behind the chain. 2nd and 18 is got holding again.
Holding again. So 3rd penalty for the Dragons.
They're going to take it.
They are going to take it. All right.
Interesting.
Back they go.
So this hurts Silver Creek. Now they're way behind the chains.
I would call this way behind the chains. Line to gain the 28-yard line. I need a calculator to do that math.
Look for Trey Shane to get his hands on the ball some way or another, on a quick screen, a bubble screen, a counter play.
So 1st and 27, says the scoreboard. Man in motion, pass out to Shane. And
what a nice tackle.
It sure was. That was that was Tyson Maddox
Maddox, yeah.
Upending Trey Shane.
Tyson Maddox doesn't make that tackle. That's 6 points.
Yeah, Shane has that kind of speed.
Right.
We saw that game 1. As 2nd and 25, Lacey gets a snap, lofts it out there, and that's LaShawn Mays, and he gains a few, gets it out near midfield.
DeVar Julian on the tackle. These are all safe passes for the quarterback.
Yep.
And the idea is to get the ball to one of your good players, Trey Shane, LaShawn Mays, in the open field and let them use their athleticism to beat blocks. Those, they're simple passes. It's like a toss play. You're just going to toss the ball out there instead of tossing it. He's throwing a pass. So it's just a good way to get the ball in open space to your good athletic people.
Well, instead of playing in a phone booth, you want to be out on that field where you've got a chance maybe to make something happen. 3rd and 23. Lacey rolls left, lofts it up and into traffic, and that flag comes in. Intended receiver Trey Shane falls incomplete, but let's see what the man in the white hat has to say, and that is Craig Sparks.
Yeah.
That's against Jeff.
Yeah, I think, and that's a tough. Rafe Swearingen is a safety, and that's a tough to get. That ball's underthrown, and everybody's coming back to that ball. The receivers are coming back to the ball. He's going forward to the ball, and it's really a tough position for a defensive back to be in. Anytime the ball is underthrown, it's really to the advantage of the offense.
So that was a 15-yard penalty, but unlike NFL or college, it's not a first down. That 15-yard penalty just makes it 3rd and 8. So still a bit behind the chains here, but certainly manageable for these Dragons. Lacey, pitch back, Mays, he's got a little running
Oh,
room,
we
got a
got
good block.
Yeah.
Nope, not a
Yeah,
good block.
No, it was a hold.
And it was a hold.
Yeah, it was,
Rafe
that was-
Swearingen
that was
runs.
a tackle, not a hold.
It was, sure was. Flag came in, and Coach thinks that's going to go against the Dragons. So do I. So does the man in the white hat. So 4th penalty for.
This is.
4th penalty for the Dragons, which is a bit uncharacteristic from what I've seen so far.
Very uncharacteristic, Todd. This is, I'm sure Coach Papinos is not real happy with what he's seeing out there because, this is not their offense. 3rd and 16 is not their offense.
So 3rd and 16, Lacey in the shotgun, Mays behind him. Trey Shane is on the near side, now going across the formation. And there's a counter the other way with some running room. And going. Wyatt Hoffman with a nice gainer there. Inside the 20-yard line is Hoffman. Everybody was keying on Trey Shane.
The whole Jeff defense went with that fake to Trey Shane. And Hoffman did a great job. A couple little juke moves. Again, not some great tackling in the secondary for Jeff, but they got the first down.
So
good call by the coach.
Moving the chains, and the Dragons, after forcing Jeff to punt, 3 and out, little pitch back here. And around that left side, that's K.D. Powell, the senior. So K.D. Powell around. Anyway, I was going to say that after forcing Jeff to punt on their first possession, after just a couple of minutes with the ball, it has been all Dragons here in this first period. Not even giving us a chance for a break. But that's great for you folks. Mays just got tripped up, maybe a little turf trip as well, right there at the line of scrimmage.
That 15-yard line must be a little higher than the rest of them because he tripped over. But there was, I don't know if you saw it, but I know LaShawn didn't see it, but if he'd have been able to plant that left foot and make a cut back to the right, there was a huge opening over there on the right-hand side.
So the Dragons, 3rd and about 3. Hand off again. Ooh. Mays just powering it forward inside the 10. Should give us fresh set of downs and goal to go.
Yeah, that the center, left guard, and left tackle, 53, 58. That whole left side of that Silver Creek line just pushed the Jeff defense back.
Pitch back. Mays makes the first man miss, then falls forward for a couple of yards. Going to be near the 5-yard line, probably right about on it.
Coach Papinos was real high on Ross Scully. He's a left tackle. He's 6'5", 200 pounds. He is a tall, thin offensive tackle. But Coach was bragging about what kind of blocker he is, and I've been watching him, and he is an outstanding blocker.
So that's something for you to watch, folks. That's number 53, Ross Scully, playing on the left side of that line. He's got a tight end outside of him at the moment. And Mays with the ball falls forward, and touchdown. Touchdown, LaShawn Mays from the 5-yard line, and our first score of the ball game. On that rushing touchdown. I'll warn producer Jeff Cooper here that after the extra point, we will try to grab one of our breaks. And we've got a kick up. And kick is good. We will step away for a brief moment. When we return, it will 7-0. Host Dragons. Jeff will get the ball back on Glicod.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
This portion of tonight's game on Glicod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
Trejo is the kicker. Trejo is the kicker, and he will be booting the ball away for the Dragons. And back again is Davari Julian is at the far hash, and close to the near hash is Maddox.
Two very dangerous players back there. They can break one at any time. A high kick that allows their cover team to get down would be helpful.
As we are set to go. And a ball punched away to Maddox. He fields it at the 12. And flag comes in. Flag comes in and lands at about the 26-yard line, but ball lying at the 20. So let's see what we've got going on. We will hear from Craig Sparks, this crew out of the Bloomington Greencastle neck of the woods.
Was that Ben Robertson made the tackle, number 9? He's a...
I believe,
let's see, Zach Zimmerman.
9 is Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, yeah. I'm sorry. One of those unsung players that Coach Pappenhaus was talking about in his interview. Very high on him.
So holding against Jeffersonville, that's their second penalty on the evening. Backs them up an extra 10 yards. Should tell everybody that at halftime we had a chance earlier to talk to athletics director from here at Silver Creek, John Dablow. We will talk to him at halftime. High snap there. And a powerful run for about 5 yards there. So Schindler pitching it to Mansfield. Mansfield's certainly the power back in that setup.
Yep.
They're going to say gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7.
Brett Wilson playing left defensive. In coach's terminology, he'd be left defensive end, actually a defensive tackle. Really made a nice tackle in the open field on Maddox. Maddox is a load. He's not easy to bring down.
So Schindler there with Mansfield to his right. Handoff, Mansfield, and he just keeps those legs a churn and finally falls forward. It's going to be gain of about 3 or 4. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. This is certainly what Jeff wants, though. If they want to be a running team, they want to just pound the ball and move those chains.
Mansfield up the middle and Maddox around the end. It's a good combination.
Yep.
You know, traditionally, you go back even the years I was coaching against Bill Ware, Jeff traditionally has always been a strong running team.
So 3rd and 2, and then flag comes in. A little motion there. I believe the play was supposed to have some misdirection in it, but unfortunately not that kind.
Yeah, the left tackle moved a little bit. Sometimes it's hard for those linemen. They get so excited about getting out and making their block that they get a little bit too much weight on their hand or up on their toes.
So 3rd penalty of the half for Jeff. Combined 7 penalties thus far in this ball game, and we're just 45 seconds away from being complete in the first quarter. So unfortunately, just a bit sloppy by both teams thus far. Schindler takes the snap, rolls left, throws a bullet out there, caught. I think it's caught, and a flag comes in late.
Yep. LaShawn Mays, I think, got there a tad late. But, boy, if Schindler had the armor, his eyes upfield, he had a receiver that was 10 yards behind everybody.
So Maddox was the receiver over there. And we've got a discussion by the Stripes here as we're about to hear from Craig Sparks.
Personal foul. Yes,
Personal
sir.
foul against the Dragons.
Yeah, Mays was just a little bit late. And I don't know if he saw the ball coming loose but his contact was after the man was on the ground.
50 yards of penalties against the Dragons thus far.
And this is the first game that we've had these kinds of penalties. We've been pretty much clean all season.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Let's see. I know Coach Papenhouse wants to clean it up. Both these coaches would want to clean this up. Inside handoff. And forward for about 3 yards on this fresh set of downs. Going to bring up second and about 6. As the first quarter comes to a close, we will see a team exits to the sideline, so we will go ahead and take our break. Come on back for second quarter action where the Dragons lead the Jeff Red Devils 7-0 on Glicod.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
With a 2nd and 6 forthcoming for the Red Devils. And we are coming back from our breaks and ready for this second quarter of action. The Red Devils will now go from right to left. And I was just looking at the flag there. There's really, it's such a dead calm tonight. What a beautiful night that it was breezy earlier, but the breeze has died down, so no real advantage kicking one way or the other. And Davari Julian in motion, handoff to Julian around the right side on that jet sweep. He's got the first down and maybe a yard or two more out near midfield. So Davari Julian uses that speed and runs around the right side. No, they're going to say he's just short of the first down marker. So it's going to bring it third down and a long one. Maybe a short two. Yeah, I'd say long one.
Long one, yeah.
Jeffersonville just knocking on the door of the Dragons half the field here. And handoff. Mansfield, he ran into traffic and
lost the yard.
Bowled under, sure enough.
Silver Creek, those 3 defensive linemen for Silver Creek, all kind of slanted. They stunted. They got underneath the Jeff players' pads and got penetration, hit them in the backfield. So Jeff's going for it.
Jeff's going to go for it on their own side of the midfield stripe.
Will they try a silent count and draw Silver Creek offside?
And Mansfield, he stopped and ended up surging across. I think he's got it on forward progress. They'll give it to him at the 49.
Yeah.
So fresh set of downs here. As the clock runs here, newly minted second period fresh set of downs, and the Red Devils' first time on the Dragons' side of the football field. Man in motion, and then someone jumped.
Yeah, Jeff, that's twice Jeff has had put a man in motion, and one of the offensive linemen jumped.
So 4th penalty for the Red Devils. Another false start. They've already been penalized for 35 yards.
You really don't expect those kind of penalties at this point of the season.
Yeah, early on, you do sort of.
Yeah.
Some of that is pretty natural. Maybe big game. Jeff's first trip here to Silver Creek. Handoff, Mansfield.
Nice tackle.
Met in the backfield.
I'm trying to see who that is. LaShawn Mays.
It was LaShawn Mays.
He's getting some more time at linebacker tonight. Early in the season when we saw him, he wasn't playing.
He wasn't playing there, yeah. So 2nd and 14 for the Red Devils.
Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, halftime we will be doing our homecoming activity.
Pass out right side. Was that Julian out there? I
believe it was, yes.
And going to be a short gainer, but Jeff sort of way behind the chains here at this point.
Yeah, Nick, he's a sophomore, but the ball doesn't have a lot of fire. It's just kind of floating out there. That ball on that particular quick screen, bubble screen, jailbreak screen, whatever you want to call it, is got to be fired quickly and with a little steam on it, because that could have easily been intercepted on that one. So we got 3rd and 11 now, Todd.
Okay, 3rd down, and this is a big 3rd down play. Try to keep this drive alive. Schindler out there pitches it out of bounds. Maddox was the intended receiver. Swearingen was out there too, but just overthrew his receiver, and Abrao is going to have to come out and punt this ball away.
And we've talked about this almost every week when we see a quarterback who's sprinting out left for a right-hand quarterback is always tough. But you've got to get your shoulders turned upfield, and you can see he didn't, and you see where the ball sailed way out of bounds here. It's hard to teach. I mean, it's not an easy thing to get the quarterback to get his shoulders turned and start running upfield to throw that ball.
So that's Lemon and Shane back. Abrao boots it away. Shane calling for the fair catch and does so at the 20. So the Dragons will take over 1st and 10.
That was a good defensive series for Silver Creek. Jeff hurt themselves. Well, they have 2 5-yard penalties in that series?
They did.
Yeah, so they hurt themselves.
9:17 on the clock here in the 2nd period. This game really moving fast. A lot of, even with the penalties, a lot of run plays. Kept the clock running, both teams. It's Peyton Lacey back out there for the Dragons. And we've got a timeout on the field. So that gives us the chance to take a timeout. And we will step away here in just a moment. When we return, we will have more 2nd quarter action. 7-0 Dragons over Jeff here on Glicod.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
Back we are here at Silver Creek High School in the 2nd quarter.
Well, I tell you, our referee is really on the ball. He's watching us. We've asked him to make sure we get the full 1 minute, and he really is.
He has done so. Trey Shane trying to get around the edge, and open field tackle there. Rafe Swearingen had a whole lot of jersey there, but it was enough to slow him down. They could wrap him up.
Yeah.
And Shane was just that one step from being able to turn that corner, but he couldn't quite do it.
Just one step, because if the tackler's arm was an inch shorter, Shane would have been down the sidelines.
So 2nd and 13 after that loss of a couple yards. Jeff defense playing well, even though they did give up that long drive. They have so far contained the big play. And now inside run, LaShawn Mays. That was a hard 4 yards.
That's a good tackle by Rafe Swearingen, too. It was a hard 4 yards, you're right.
But, you've got to win those hard 4 yards to be able to win a ball game. You really do. So 3rd and 7 for the Dragons.
So we're going to see if we're going to sprint and do a little sprint left and get somebody out short, catch it, and there he goes.
There you go. Lacey out. Here comes.
Oh, he fumbled.
Trouble, and he fumbles. The ball was on the ground, and the Jeff player that knocked the ball away didn't realize it. Diving on it was a Dragon. I think Coach saw maybe who that was.
That was, maybe it's a missprint, but according to the roster, that was Ethan making that tackle for Jeff. So, Ethan, if that's not your name, then I'm sorry, but that's what we have on the roster. If that is, you have a cool name.
There you go. So, punting it away here.
Oh, boy.
And over his head and out of bounds. Punter there was Ben Blues, and that's
a safety.
Is a safety. How about that?
That was way over his head.
So with 7-11, Jeff scores on a safety. And that's our first safety of the season for you folks, on at least the games I've called on Glicod.
Okay, just an aside here. Silver Creek must have had junior cheerleading camp today, and they have probably got 50 little girls out here cheerleading, elementary school, and they are running up and down the track doing all kinds of gymnastics things, and it's as cute as could be.
They've yes, it is. It's junior cheerleader night. I think that's a staple anymore. It seems like on homecoming nights. Floyd Central did that on their homecoming a couple weeks ago. So Jeff scores on the safety. Now a free kick. Trejo to boot the ball away from the 20-yard line. So Jeff should get good field position again. Although that was a heck of a kick. Davari Julian fields it at the 31, turns it upfield. Good stiff arm, and then tackled just short of the midfield stripe. That was a good catch there, because that saved at least another 10 yards of the ball rolling.
Yeah, easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Trejo really put the boot to that one. So our score 7-2 here with 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And so far, folks, we've had a good one here on Jeff's first trip. And there was a flag on the play against the Dragons. So 5th penalty against the Dragons this half.
And they've all been big ones.
Well, let's see. Is this the 15-yard variety? It sure appears to be.
Yep.
Sure enough. 50 yards of penalties against the
Takes it to the Silver Creek 37-yard line. What'll be first and 10 Jeffersonville.
Actually, I'm sorry, that was the 6th penalty against Silver Creek. I was trying to, couldn't read my own chicken scratch there.
Yep, Zion Mansfield up the middle. Maybe what I'm seeing now is Jeff decided we're going to pound the ball.
Yep,
we're
sure enough.
We're going to get Zion the ball and inside, and they had a little game going with their offensive linemen. Looked like a little trap play. Guard pulled, kicked out one of Silver Creek's defensive tackles.
I needed to correct myself there. 65 yards of penalties against the Dragons thus far.
Very out of character.
Second and short. Handoff, Mansfield. Oh, he makes a man miss. He makes another miss. Finally pulled down, but only after moving the chains.
Yep,
hard run there.
Yep. So now I think we've seen what Jeff decided their identity is going to be.
Could be. Well, and the thing is, too, Coach, right? If you've got that real power run, sooner or later the box is going to get filled up.
Yep.
And you might have Davari Julian out there wide
open.
Or Maddox. Or Swearingen.
Yeah.
Handoff. This time met in the backfield.
What a nice play. That was James
nice
Kearney, 6'2", 200-pound junior playing defensive end.
So good play from the Dragons there. Backs the Red Devils up about 3 or so yards.
Yeah, sometimes, Coach, don't outsmart yourself. Maddox kicking it inside is getting you some yardage. If they haven't stopped it, keep running it.
So 2nd and 13. Ball on the 27-yard line here. Mansfield again, and he had to run over his own player to get an extra 2 yards, but he did, and that's going to be out right. No, that's good enough for a first down.
And
no, it's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
And actually, we've missed this, and I just noticed that Cole Phillips is playing quarterback now.
Well, gee whiz, they didn't announce that from the Jeff sideline.
No, they did. But I just noticed it said.
Sure enough.
I think that
Cole
quarterback
Phillips
is taller than the one that had been in there.
And it is. So, folks, at 13, Cole Phillips in at quarterback. Handoff, Mansfield again. Spin move, makes some Dragons miss, and finally a boatload of those Dragons brings Mansfield down up at about the 12, 13-yard line.
I tell you, it's not pretty. It's not something that gets the crowd all fired up, but that's how you can win games, is just keep pounding it and pounding it and pounding. Like I say, it's not what people do anymore today, but that's what you have to do to win this game.
So Jeffersonville trailing by 5. Phillips looks to throw and just overthrows his man. So on the first and 10 play, overthrown through the end zone. I think that was Maddox out there. It was. So Phillips checks with the sideline and then comes back in. Phillips. And Silver Creek jumping off sides there.
Yeah, right defensive end. Just a little anxious. Just a little anxious.
Jumped. So it's going to make it 2nd and 5. 7th penalty on the Dragons in this first half. $70 penalty yards.
Wow.
I think. That's quick math. I may have missed one there, Coach.
That's probably more yards than an offense.
Mansfield.
Yeah.
Low snap, but Phillips got it into the hands of Mansfield. And got a Jeff player down on the field and a timeout on the field. I'll tell you what, let's step away and take our second break of the second quarter, and we'll step away when we return. 7-2 here, Dragons over the Red Devils.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car. And
as we are back here with 3:52 left in the second quarter.
That's a big injury, by the way. That was Uriah Brow.
Yep.
He's also their punter,
punter.
starting lineman. Carried off the field, looked like he maybe had a leg injury, but that's their punter also, so that's a big injury.
So Jeffersonville on this 3rd and 2 play. Now you figure Jeff may be in a bit of 4-down territory here. That's Phillips. Under center. In comes the Laundry.
Yeah. Fullback moved. Wow, there are a lot of penalties tonight.
So that's the 5th on Jeff. I was premature on calling that earlier, but that's the 5th on Jeff. And that one for another 5 yards. Makes it 40 yards of penalties against Jeff. Did I add that right? 25, 35, 40 yards of penalties against Jeffersonville. Clock remains running. So it's 3rd and 7. Phillips, shotgun, puts a man in motion. That's Julian. Looks left, throws left, and throws it right through the hands of Brandon Curl. Brandon Curl. So 4th and 7. They going for it, Coach?
Well,
Sure
they're going to go for it, but I don't know if they put themselves in a position there where it could have been 4th and 2 or 3, and now it's 4th and 7. I don't know if they got the passing attack, the passing ability to make this on a pass.
In a spread type offense, and timeout for Jeffersonville. We will keep it right here as we've fulfilled those obligations for the second quarter. We are going to mention that I had a chance to talk earlier with John Dablow, the athletic director here at Silver Creek High School, and so we will speak with him in the second half of our halftime break. So you might want to stay tuned for that or tune back in to check that out. Just talking about what's going on with fall sports here at Silver Creek, and also coming up for the winter. Call your attention to the ticker running there at the bottom of the screen. On-site producer Jeff Cooper putting those in for us. Steve Bird passing those along. Want to send our thanks upstairs to our cameraman from the Silver Creek Audio Visual Department. helping bring you, pictures for tonight's ball game. Coach Jim Kazmarek, the analyst, and I'm Dr. Todd Carter, your play-by-play announcer. Tonight, 3:19 on the clock. 4th down, 7 yards to go. And Cole Phillips has a spread offense, 4 wide receivers right. He looks that way, finds a man in the flat. That's Maddox, reaches for the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown at Jeffersonville.
Well-designed offensive play, by the way,
was.
Todd, because nobody's going to cover a guy who's just standing there.
Absolutely.
And so everybody's covering the people running downfield. Jeff lets everybody clear out. They've got a receiver who's just standing there. Throw him the ball and let him run.
So that's Phillips to Maddox on the 7-yard passing play. And Hannah Magruder looks to boot the ball through. Soccer player for these Jeff Red Devils. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. So Magruder
wasn't pretty,
but it went through.
Yep.
And Carly Troutman knocked through the first of the extra points tonight for the Red Devils. For the Dragons. And so both young ladies on these teams have scored tonight.
Yep.
And our score on the scoreboard, 9-7 here in the second period. So we've got a ball game on this first trip for Jeffersonville in here to Silver Creek.
I wonder if this is a series that will continue. It should. I don't see any reason why Silver Creek and New Albany aren't playing each other. I know Silver Creek has a full schedule of conference games too.
Right. Silver Creek has, they scheduled Jeff and Floyd Central this year.
Right.
Always have a game against Charlestown, of course, who's conference foe.
Right.
But,
I think they dropped, or Providence dropped them. I'm not sure. And I don't know who else they got off their schedule from last year.
So Magruder is going to boot the ball away for the Red Devils.
I don't think
Shane and Hoffman back deep.
I think I'd bring those deep backs up a little bit more. I don't think Hannah's got the leg to kick it 55 yards.
So, as she checks, and to the up back, fielded on the fair catch at the 33-yard line, and that is Tyler Bach that picked that up at the 29-yard line. And so Silver Creek takes over with 3:10 on the clock. So 1st and 10 for Peyton Lacey and company. And off there, Mace, just right up the middle.
Jeff seems to be energized a little bit right now.
Well, they have the momentum.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. So, folks, how that really sort of all started was a punting situation, and ball hiked right over the head of Ben Blues and through the end of the end zone. No chance for Blues there. Safety, and then Jeff comes down after the free kick and scores. Lacey lays it out for Shane. Oh, broken up nicely by Davari Julian, who just got up there in the way and poked that ball away just enough. Well played.
And that was one of the matchups we talked about.
It sure was.
Davari Julian on Trey Shane. Ball just slightly underthrown, a little longer. I don't think Davari would have got that. But a great play on his part.
He went up and just broke that up. So brings up 3rd down and 9. Now, Jeff would love to get this ball back with a chance to maybe put a few more points on the board. Lacey puts Shane in motion. And ball pops straight up in the air. And it is on the turf. Jeff's saying they've got it. Let's see what the white hat says. Jeff with the football.
Yep, 2:23, one timeout left.
And I'm not sure who that ball was intended for. Just all of a sudden, it went straight up in the air about 6-7 feet.
I have no idea how that happened or what happened. I mean, it was kind of a mosh right there in the middle.
So that's a turnover by the Creek with 2:23 on the fumble. And on the 31-yard line, so. And that puts Jeff in the catbird seat here to possibly put some more points on the board. Had a whistle. And not sure what that was, just the officials weren't quite set maybe. Spread offense for Jeff. 4 wide receivers in the game. Mansfield back there with Phillips. Phillips wings it out there to the right side. And that's Swearingen. His helmet came off, so he'll have to step to the sideline, but he moved the chains.
Well, Phillips looking good. He's got a strong arm, much stronger arm than the young man who started, Schindler. But Phillips is 6'2" and 220 pounds. He's got a little more meat behind these passes.
So Cole Phillips pass out to Rafe Swearingen. Swearingen, a transfer student. He came from Floyd Central.
Huh.
Phillips looks to air it out, has Davari Julian, but overthrows him. And that was defended well by Tyler Bach. And Davari Julian, just got tangled up there, didn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he did. But he showed his athleticism once he got up there. I don't know if you know, he didn't go under the rope. He jumped over the top
rope,
of it.
Yeah. In my mind, I could do that when I was his age, but I don't know that I know I can't now.
No,
so.
I know I can't.
Actually, you're pretty lucky. When I play tennis, go up for an overhead, you can slide a Wednesday Tribune under my feet. Handoff, Mansfield inside, good run. Flag comes in, though. He's going to be down near the goal line, but there is laundry on the field, I believe. Nope, there is not. I thought I saw, and I didn't see. That's a touchdown.
I thought I saw because I actually thought I saw a hold. It was that little counter play with a little pulling guard, kick out the defensive end from Silver Creek. Silver Creek over-penetrated going to where the fake was, and really was a nice opening, a good play. This is, to me, very uncharacteristic of Silver Creek right now.
Absolutely. So Magruder back out. Back out for the extra point. 15 on the board so far for Jeff. It's a line driver again, but she puts it through, and that makes it 15-7. So Jeff scoring 16 unanswered points in this second quarter. And stuns the Silver Creek crowd a bit, and probably the Silver Creek players as well.
Well, Coach Pappenhaus has got a lot of work to do at halftime. He has got a lot of things to clean up right now.
Sure does.
Yep. Penalties have stalled many drives. Bad snap, fumbles. The penalties are which is really surprising.
So Magruder set to kick it away. Again, Shane and Hoffman back deep for the Dragons, and they're kind of stacked up.
Yeah, she's just going to pop it up over here to the.
Sure it is. Back to Bach again, probably
right.
number 29. So let's see if he fair catches it. Or if he tries to advance the ball. Not he expects it this time. He goes to fair catch it again, and does. So the Dragons will go to work.
I think I might put Trey Shane in that spot where Bach is.
So I'm not sure exactly why the clock is running, but the clock has been running. They finally stopped it there, but about 10 seconds went off the clock. That could be
big 10 seconds.
That could be a big 10 seconds late. Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't have started at all, actually.
No, absolutely not. Now let's see. We're gonna have a moment here. I think they're gonna call the time up to the press box here. So I believe that's what our meeting is about. We will have some stats at halftime, just talk about the scoring and also just a little bit about this first half. Penalties, of course, are going to be big on the halftime stats. Really, both teams committing a boatload of penalties, but especially Silver Creek. And then Athletics Director John Dablow at halftime. As 1:46 is put back on the clock. And 10 seconds exactly ran off there. So 1:46 back on the clock. Peyton Lacey and company back out. Handoff inside and still going, moving the chains. And that's Trey Shane just right up the middle. And that was a great power run.
And I think Silver Creek does have all three of their timeouts, I think.
I believe they do.
So,
I'm sorry, our scoreboard says 2. They have 2, according to Jeff Cooper. Oh, the ball came out, but I think Trey Shane recovered it after about a 5-yard gainer there. So Shane up the middle, 5 yards. The ball popped loose, but was recovered. So 2nd and 5. Chain gang needs to get their down marker right there, but clock running down to just about a minute. Pitch back, LaShawn Mays. Roundtree with a good block there.
Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Stop the clock.
That's good. It does stop the clock.
Good play. Looks like he got the first down.
It's going to be really close. Yep.
Yeah, he's got it. Smart play on his part, though, to get out of bounds.
Absolutely.
Save him a timeout.
Absolutely. So first down, plus moves the chains into Jeff territory. See what kind of 1 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute now offense the Dragons have. Lacey, handoff, inside Shane, spin move. Ooh. He's popped
at the
40-yard line.
That was number 4 for Jeffersonville, Zion Mansfield on the tackle.
Well, just as he runs with power, he sure managed to hit Shane there. And we've got a timeout on the field. We will keep it here.
Yeah, Silver Creek's dilemma in a 2-minute situation like this, trying to hustle down the field, is they're not very proficient at passing the ball. And the short, quick passes, 5-yard pass, get out of bounds, 5-yard pass, get out of bounds. That's just not them.
Right. So 51.1 seconds remain here.
Silver Creek's got 1 timeout left.
Silver Creek with a timeout left. And this refereeing crew from out of Bloomington, Greencastle, getting the Jeff Red Devils out and back in their defensive alignment. Lacey under center, 3 men in the backfield with him. Handoff to Mays, and that didn't go very far. No. Just right up the middle and to the 40-yard line, if that. So the clock still runs. Lacey back under center again. Now that counter against Shane, but Jeff defensed that very well. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. And now that's going to make Silver Creek burn their last timeout.
Yeah, Silver Creek has to be careful now that they don't do something bad here. You're still in the game. You don't want to put yourself in a position where now it's an interception, run back, something bad happens.
Absolutely.
Go into halftime, make your adjustments, fix things that need to be fixed, and come back out and they get the ball at the start of the second half. And a lot of people wonder why teams defer to the second half. And here's the reason why. The analytics say you'll have the ball at the end of the first half and the ball at the start of the second half.
Absolutely.
So, you have two opportunities to score.
Well, and this is, not from this distance now, Coach. No, don't get me wrong. But this is where just every now and then you'll find a football team with a place kicker that does have some leg, and that can really add up in these kind of situations.
When I retired and moved to North Carolina, I was helping at the local high school, Pinecrest High School. We had a kicker kick a 62-yard field goal.
There you go. Yeah, that's those can help you out once in a while. So 4th down play here for the Dragons. Lacey under center, 8 seconds on the play clock. Oh, and then jumping off sides. A little false start there, I believe, is what they're going to say. Yep, sure enough.
Right in. This is just, to me, so uncharacteristic of Silver Creek. The mistakes, the fumbles.
So unofficially 8.
I bet Silver Creek hasn't had 8 penalties in the previous 5 games.
That's very uncharacteristic, as you say. So the ball lies on the 45. This is Jeff's first trip here to Silver Creek High School. Shane moves around from left to right. Now looking to throw is Lacey. He gets the ball out, intercepted. That's picked off by Maddox. Made a man miss on the near sideline. He may go. He looks like he will go, and that's the big mistake Coach said not to make.
Yep.
Maddox with the interception and return with 9.4 seconds left.
And, Jeff was laying back on their defense. Their secondary was laying back, expecting that.
And, Coach, you got to tell me, where did he pick that ball off from? About the 25
I'm going to say the 25-yard line.
24-yard line. So
that was 74, 76-yard return.
We'll call it a 76-yard return. That's very unofficial.
Yes.
And Hannah Magruder comes out to see if she can tack on another point to this Jeff lead. And Silver Creek's faithful a bit stunned. 22 unanswered points, 23 unanswered points for the Red Devils. They lead 23-7 on Tyson Maddox's 76-yard interception return. And that was that big mistake, Coach, that you said that Dave Pappenhouse and the Silver Creek Dragons did not want to make.
Oh, and that's, I think he said that's the worst thing that could have happened to him is because now they've dug themselves a pretty deep hole.
Yeah. And put a lot of pressure on yourself too, because you are going to get the ball first.
Yeah.
You are going to get the ball first, but it's one of those where, you really put a lot of pressure on yourself to have a good drive there.
Yeah, and you're going to have to come out and score right away in that first drive. Since the opening drive, Silver Creek really hasn't shown the ability to take the ball down the field without without penalties, which are hurting them more and more.
So Magruder looking to boot the ball away.
Oh, is he waiting for us?
I don't know. I think he was, yes. We've Coach, you got him trained too well.
I did.
You got him trained too well. Ben Blues calls for the fair catch. So there will be one play from scrimmage.
I think I would take a knee, Todd.
Yeah. Guessing unless you want to run that outside counter and hope that somebody gets loose, but I'm with you because it could go from bad to worse to completely awful.
To terrible, yeah.
Yeah, sure could.
Yeah.
So Jeff has scored on a safety, a pass play, a rushing play, and there's that counter. But there goes Shane. Shane across into Jeff territory, but well defended.
Yeah.
And the clock stops with 1.1. But unless I'm mistaken, there are no timeouts left in the bag for Coach Pappenhouse.
Enough for a Silver Creek first down.
Oh, there is timeout. They did have one left.
They had one left.
Wow.
Okay. Well, there
see,
we go.
That's why when you're the head coach, you have one assistant who is in charge
of such things.
Timeouts.
Yep.
Yeah. The head coach has got too many other things to worry about. See, the guys in the box, we have too much to worry about up here.
Right, absolutely. So that was the final timeout for the Dragons. Just say again, Coach, what a lovely night for football.
Perfect.
And we've had a heck of a game. I was starting to say Jeff had scored on a safety, so a special teams score, and then on offensively on the pass, on the rush, and then scored on that interception return. So defense. So all three phases playing for Jeff tonight.
So they still got to do a punt return and a kickoff return. Then they got everything covered.
That's more than the hat trick?
Yeah, I was going to say that's better than the trifecta.
Yeah, I was going to say that's hitting for the cycle, I guess. All right, Lacey. And unless I'm mistaken, that's Shane lined up deep with Mays as the fullback. So let's see what the Dragons can do. Pitch back to Shane. He's got blockers, and he's along the near sideline, but he is ridden down inside the 20-yard line. And that will bring up halftime. Our score, the Dragons 23 and the Jeff Red Devils 7.
No, switch it around.
23 for Jeff.
Right.
7, thank you, for the Dragons. I'm sorry, folks.
That's all right.
I knew Coach wanted to say something there, but I was going to have him hold that thought because we are going to return with halftime. We'll talk about some stats, and I know he's got something to say about that last couple minutes of football here. Stay tuned for all that at halftime on Glicod.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a central location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
As we are back at halftime here, Silver Creek High School, 23-7 for the visiting Red Devils, their first trip here to Silver Creek on homecoming. And Coach, it's time briefly to just talk about the first half. I know you had a thought on that, what happened there at the end of the first half, so give it to us.
Well, the thought I had with Shane running the ball, as soon as Shane gets his hands on the ball, that whole Jeff defense swarmed forward. The secondary was playing 15, 20 yards deep, but as soon as Shane started around the corner, they all migrated forward. That would have been an ideal time. If Shane can pass the ball, that would have been an ideal time for a halfback, tailback pass. But I don't know if Shane doesn't have that ability or not. But really, when I watched Shane come around the corner, that whole Jeff secondary was moving forward. Boy, they could have slid a receiver out and been an easy 6.
Well, let's just briefly talk about a few halftime numbers. Tonight's halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union. They're centered around you. And Jeffersonville, as we mentioned, has scored in all 3 phases tonight. Safety at 7-11 in the second quarter. Then a passing touchdown, Phillips to Maddox with 3:10 remaining in the second quarter. That was a 7-yarder. Magruder knocked through the extra point. Hannah Magruder. 1:54 left in the second quarter. A rushing touchdown, Zion Mansfield. Magruder popping through the extra point, making it 15-7. And then with 9 seconds left in the second quarter, interception and pick 6 by Tyson Maddox. 76 yards later, Magruder knocked through the extra point, and that brings us to our halftime score of 23-7. LaShawn Mays for the Silver Creek Dragons scored on a 5-yard rushing touchdown. Carly Troutman knocked through the extra point on that. So just as a note, young ladies on both of these teams kicking extra points have done so tonight. But the big story on these numbers is penalties. 8 penalties. This is unofficial, but 8 penalties for 75 yards against these Dragons. And that is very uncharacteristic of what I've seen out of Dave Pappenhau's teams before.
Well, and the penalties are the major penalties. They're not motion penalties or illegal procedure penalties. They're major 15-yard penalties. How many of those 8 are 15-yard
so
penalties?
2 15-yarders, 3 10-yarders, and 3 5s.
Yeah.
So it's
30,
75 yards,
yeah.
and a little bit of everything, unfortunately,
right.
for the Dragons.
And like I say, we've seen Silver Creek. I've seen them now for 3 years, and this is something that you just don't see from a Silver Creek team. They don't make these kinds of mistakes. You don't see them fumble. They're struggling in their passing game right now, so teams are loading up the box against them, telling them, you go ahead and try to pass and see what happens. So Coach has got some work to do at halftime. And see if he can rally his troops. You're never out of the game, but this first series is going to be very important for Silver Creek.
Absolutely. Well, again, tonight's halftime numbers brought to you by Centra Credit Union. They're centered around you. Well, let's take our second halftime break. When we come back, I had the chance earlier to talk to AD John Dablow from here at Silver Creek, and you will hear from him when we return here on Glicod, halftime at Silver Creek.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a central location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voiners Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voiners can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voiners Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
And welcome back to the Jeffersonville versus Silver Creek game halftime here on Glicod.com. And it's our pleasure to welcome in the athletic director from Silver Creek High School, John Dablow. So happy to have him with us to talk about what's going on with Silver Creek athletics here this year. But first, I just want to ask you just about last year. Last year was such a momentous year for Silver Creek and 2020-2021 season. Just your thoughts on the momentum for all your programs coming out of that kind of year and what that's meant for the school and the community at large.
Well, you know, as a third-year athletic director now, but as my second-year athletic director, I think it's going to be awful hard to beat what some of our teams did last year and the seasons that we had. And, you know, I used to work in Indianapolis, and all of our friends up there now recognize the Silver Creek name just because of our success, and we've been up there to play so many times. So it's going to be hard to duplicate, but you know, when you work with a bunch of great coaches, we hope every year is a great year, whether you win a state championship or not, but it's going to be another fun one. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, let's talk about what's going on with the fall sports at Silver Creek. Obviously, we've got football tonight, but just across the board, what's happening with fall sports and what's going on at Silver Creek High School?
Absolutely. Well, another great year. Boys tennis is competing for a conference title. Our girls soccer team's competing for a conference title. Our boys are boys soccer is right there competing for the title there, and so we're super proud and having another great year. And obviously, football is having another great year. So it's fun, and it always is good to start the fall off with good programs and good teams, and I think I forgot volleyball and cross country in there, and girls golf, and we got a girl competing Saturday in the regional golf tournament as well, JC Stricker, and we'll mention her, and it's just another really good fall season for us.
Well, and you mentioned several chances at maybe several conference titles, or at least being in the running, and so that's great too for that school spirit and camaraderie as well, right? With all those
absolutely
involved.
Absolutely, and the T-shirt companies like us too, because that conference championship sells a lot of T-shirts.
Absolutely. Well, and as fall begins to turn here, as we're coming into the fall season, it won't be long before it's winter sports season again. And so just a little bit of a preview and a look ahead. What sorts of things may be in the pipeline for Silver Creek as we turn to winter sports?
Yeah, well, I think if somebody were to look on paper, we've lost an awful lot on paper, but I think we're excited. Both girls basketball and boys basketball, I think, are going to be very competitive, like always. And we have a fairly young program. Our wrestling program this will be in the third year, and we're excited to see where they're going to end up. We got some nice little wrestlers, and then swimming and diving will also kick off here soon as well. And one that's not an IHSAA sport, but we offer bowling and archery are two other sports that we added that are going to be winter sports, and we're excited to have them on the schedule as well.
Well, what's it mean as well, just to follow up on that briefly, to have maybe some of that, I'll put in air quotes, non-traditional sports, but a lot of schools are starting to offer some of those sorts of things. What's it mean to get those kids involved under the Silver Creek banner as well?
Yeah, it's really good. It really it attracts usually a different than the traditional athlete, and it gets a lot more kids involved, and we really like it. And we've been offering archery now 3 or 4 years, and bowling about the same. And we're even looking into the esports, which is the gaming, which I know is getting very popular, especially at the college level. So we want to continue to add some of those and attract as many different kids as we can.
Well, again, our thanks for hosting us for Glicod a couple of times during the football season, of course, during basketball. And thank you for your time to share with your fans and the fans, Glicod fans watching, just about what's going on with Silver Creek Athletics. Again, that's Mr. John Dablow, Athletics Director from Silver Creek. Thank you, sir.
Hey, appreciate having you out, and come back anytime. And one of these days we're going to have some new facilities, and we're really going to be able to show it off. So we thank you for coming out.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to priority radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury, the first thing you think about is just how long that you're going to be out. Going to priority radiology, where I could get my results back quickly, made a big difference because I wasn't left waiting for weeks before I could even start a treatment. I was able to get what I needed right away.
This second shift, this old pair of pants, this staycation, this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it, to protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
Halftime on Glicod with the Jeff Red Devils on their first trip here to Sellersburg and Silver Creek High School, leading the host Dragons 23-7. And Coach, you were telling me you had some thoughts on homecoming.
Well, and tonight was homecoming, and Trey Shane, by the way, was homecoming king, and a very cute young lady was the homecoming queen, and I didn't catch her name, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, I relate this story back to when I was in high school for homecoming. And at my high school, Bayview High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the football players sponsored a young lady for homecoming queen. And they had to be dating that particular football player. So, and you had to be a senior. So a couple weeks before homecoming, there was always a mad scramble for the girls to hook onto a football player.
Okay.
So, by golly, I had a very cute girl that was all of a sudden started paying attention to me. She was my chemistry partner, and all of a sudden she was paying a lot of attention to me, not because I knew chemistry.
But I'm sure you did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so, lo and behold, it's we actually played our football games on Saturday mornings back then, 1967, a long time ago. We played Saturday morning football games, and then we had the homecoming dance and party at the high school in the evening, and that's when they announced the queen and the king. Well, actually, back then it was just the queen.
Yeah.
So everybody's all excitement and up on the stage, and there's probably eight of the guys on the football team with 8 of the cutest girls in school. And my best friend, his date, who ended up being his wife, was homecoming queen. So, no big deal to me. Obviously a big deal to the young ladies.
Your chemistry partner,
yes. Well, because of course, Saturday was the dance and all that. And on Monday, I said, we're going to go out on next week Saturday or Friday. No, it was Saturday because I wouldn't have gone out for a game. And she looked at me like I was a complete stranger.
Yeah, of course.
Of course not. I had one thing in mind, and it didn't work out.
So there went the chemistry partnership.
Oh my God! Yes, yeah, right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
that's my homecoming
that's
story.
Your homecoming story.
Yeah.
Well,
I love high school homecoming, but that wasn't one of the best ones.
Well, what is interesting too, though, Trey Shane and a couple of the other players were. He was the king, as you said, but that does, of course, take away from some of that time in the locker room, and so that is something that. We'll see. I know Coach Pappenhaus really wants to clean up those penalties and certainly wants to play a better second half. After scoring early, it was all Jeffersonville. Well, go ahead.
Oh, and actually, at the start of the game, the whole first quarter, Silver Creek was in control.
Absolutely,
they scored. They stopped Jeff. The only thing that stopped Silver Creek were a lot of penalties.
Absolutely.
And then they had the snap and the safety, and boy, that just changed the complexion of the game.
Changed everything. Well, we're going to step away and catch one of our breaks that we missed earlier. When we come back, we'll have second half action for you here on Glicod.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5151. 888-458-8255. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to Voice Indiana.
Cut it. As we are back, and time for the second half, Hannah Magruder to kick the ball away for the Red Devils. So far, she's pretty much kicked the ball to Ben Bluesy up back. This time, kicks it right down the middle, and it goes past Trey Shane. A little miscommunication. He picks up the ball and manages to fall forward about 3 or 4 yards to the 25, but a bit of miscommunication back there between Shane and Hoffman, and that cost the Dragons a couple of yards, maybe 5 or 10.
And, you know, Todd, that was one of the reasons when I coached, I only really wanted one person back there because there's never any miscommunication unless you're talking to yourself.
Well, I know lots of people that do, me included once in a while, but I know what you mean, yep. All right, so Lacey hands off to Mays. This first play, second half, power run forward across the 20. Across the 30. My apologies, across the 30. And it's going to bring up second and about 3. So a good 7-yard run there. Mays just powering it forward. Let me comment again on what a beautiful night we have for high school football tonight. Good full house here at Silver Creek. Jeff has traveled well as well. Peyton Lacey, handoff, right up the middle goes Mays, powering forward for around 10 yards out to the 45. Nice hard run in there.
And I see there's a flag on
Oh, there sure is, right at the 45.
Face mask against somebody.
Face mask against Jeff.
Well, that's a big break. Silver Creek. Now you can see what Coach talked about is buckle your chin straps because we're going to run the ball and we're going to go back and play some hard knocks football right now.
So that was just a 5-yard penalty, the first of the second half. And Mays, nice cut, good run, moves the chains again into Jeff territory. About an 11-yard run that time, almost 12. Takes it down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Good power run in there.
And they're running that left side where that Ross Scully is the left tackle.
So hard running again. Mays makes a man miss. Now he gets stood up, but he was good for a good 2 or 3 yards there. And it's going to be down to about the 35. So nice hard run again.
Yeah, hard 3 yards right there.
I think it was Buck Sewer maybe on the Indiana game last week. He was talking about Cincinnati being able to run the ball. I said, the power 3-yard runs, you can carry a team on power 3-yard runs if they're in the right spots. Handoff, Trey Shane, normally more the speed back.
Yeah.
And he does move forward for another 3 yards or so.
Yeah, Shane is more explosive on the flanks and getting him outside, either on that counter, a jet sweep, a spot pass out there to him. That's where he's most effective. LaShawn Mays is effective just being a bull.
Okay, so the referee and crew move that ball around a little bit, but it's going to be 3rd and about 6, and then we've got a whistle before the play really got rolling.
So offside, Jeff.
All right, offsides, Jeff.
Another big break. So this drive, Todd, is really important. We talked about how important it was for Silver Creek to come out and reestablish what they want to do and get control of this game.
So trailing 23-7, but thus far being able to keep the ball rolling, and now just a yard shy of moving the chains with a couple downs to do it. And then got the far side official comes in, and I don't know if he doesn't like the spot or if he's saying it should be a first down. I think he's saying that it's right on it.
Yeah. I think that's a discussion. Yep, first down.
And it is first down. It was right on the marker, but that far official said first down, and sure enough.
A lot of times in those close calls like that, they'll take it over to the chains and pace it off.
Right. Handoff, Mays again, left side. Boy, they're just powering that left side.
Yeah.
They either saw something from up top or something there in the first half where they said, we've got to reestablish, did the Dragons, and let's do it right on this left side.
Yep, Ben Blues and Ross Scully again just really controlling that left side.
And tight end Miles Roundtree out there too, I believe. And Shane, a little more explosiveness there, but he can't quite get away. Gets it out near the first down marker.
But you see,
and it is. That moves the chains.
You see his explosiveness, though, where he kicked that gear in.
Sure did. So 1st and 10 with the ball down to the 17 now. Handoff, Mays, left side, falls forward to about the 10-yard line.
Jeff has got to do something to shore up the left side of their defensive line. They can either shift the man down or slant into that that left side of the Silver Creek line.
I can't tell. I think that was Maddox, actually, that came up there and made that play. It was either Maddox or Kyan Stevenson. It might have been Stevenson. And Shane around the left side against the sideline, nearly to the goal line. Down, knocked out of bounds at about the 1. Rafe Swearingen came in there, as did Leland Ponce, to knock him out of bounds. It's going to be 1st and goal.
And that's Trey Shane's forte right there.
Absolutely. 1st and goal from the 3.
I'll bet LaShawn Mays carries it over the left side.
As he gets a block, fullback falls forward. The ball came loose. Touchdown. He recovered, but I think he was across the goal line when it happened. And touchdown, 7-13 here in the 3rd quarter. And the Dragons really needed that. So 3-yard touchdown run for Mays. And the Dragons are going to go for 2 to try to make this a 1-score game. And pitch back to Shane. Shane spins into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. We will step away, but the Dragons have cut into this Jeff lead at 23-15. Stay tuned for more third quarter action here on Glicod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
This portion of tonight's game on Glicod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
Trejo to kick it away. Davari Julian and Maddox back for the Red Devils. Ball high in the air. Fielding it is Maddox at the 20. He's got a little bit of room. Made a man miss. Made another miss across the midfield stripe. And finally went down inside the 40. The turf monster came up and bit him as he tried to cut back left to right.
That is the danger of kicking it deep to those guys. They are just so athletic. There were two Silver Creek players that just whiffed. One got out of his lane. He when you practice that, you drill the players to, if you're going to evade a block, everybody has to evade left or everybody has to evade right. Because if one guy evades left, the other guy evades right, you have created a hole.
Yep. All right, so is that Phillips back out there? We'll check for you, folks. Handoff inside. It is Phillips back out there.
Well, if he had lost his starting position at some point, he's earned it again.
He's played quite well. Well, I noticed from some stats that Steve Bird put together for us, it looked like both quarterbacks played a bit last week. But you're right. Schindler did come out in the starting spot, but Phillips has played well, including a touchdown pass. So 2nd down and 8. And he looks to pass again. Here comes some trouble, though. And the defense got there, sacked back at the 44-yard line. So they're
big sack by Brett Wilson.
Brett Wilson credited with the sack there.
5'10", 210-pound sophomore. Again, Coach Pappenhaus talking about his underclassmen. How many of them he's playing, freshmen and sophomores.
So that brings up a 3rd and 15 situation. And snap back. Phillips at the 50, caught by Mansfield in the backfield, but he makes a man miss and gets it back inside the 40. A nice little yards after catch there.
Has a nice little screen pass. Good call on Coach Parker's part there. Jeff's going for it? Yes, they are.
So inside the opponent 40, they're going to go for it on this 4th down play, 4th and 8. From the 38.
And we have to remember, Jeff's punter is out.
Right, yep. He left in the 2nd quarter, carried off the field. Brow was the punter. And, picked off. I believe that's Hoffman. Picked off at the 34. He comes to the other side. It's not Hoffman. I'll get you the player. Davari Julian brings him down.
Cole Davidson.
Cole Davidson. Yeah. It sure was. Cole Davidson with the big INT. So Jeff with their first turnover of the ball game. Silver Creek had 2 in the first half, both a fumble and a interception that was a pick 6. Yep. But that was big for the Silver Creek defense.
Yep.
And so with 4:58 here in the 3rd quarter, these Dragons want to make this a ball game. And penetration there on the left side against Mays, but he made the first man miss. Whistles blow. It's going to be about a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
Well, and Jeff now they've got 11 players in the box up at the line of scrimmage. Even that on that play, even number 5, the safety Swearingen was up in the tackle box.
Well, so I always say that football's adjusting to adjustments sometimes. So let's see what Coach Pappenhouse and the Dragons want to do here. 2nd and 9.
He went offside.
And
Jeff jumped. He went offside. Now, with all those people squeezed in that little box, there's got to be something open to the outside where you want to get the ball to Trey Shane on the outside.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, the 3rd penalty of the second half against the Red Devils. 3 of them for 5 yards. Pitch back, Shane around that left side, made the first man miss, moves the chains and gets into Jeffersonville territory and then some. So
and that's the price you pay by squeezing everybody in there and blitzing your linebackers. You better be really good at setting the edge at the defensive end position or at the LOS line of scrimmage or EOL end of the line.
Gotcha. Ball on the 32, fresh set of downs, pitch back. Mays had a little trouble holding on to it, but he tucks it away and carries it forward for one more of those good, hard 3-yard runs. He gets up just ever so slightly gimpy.
Yep. Well, Jim Brown used to do the same thing, and he'd come back with a 20-yard run after getting up gimpy.
Depends on how that run stretches you out, right, Coach?
Yeah, right.
All right. 2nd and 7, ball on the 29, pitch back, Shane cuts back, and face mask.
Yeah.
That's going to tag 5 yards onto the end. So a nice, about a 8-yard run right to the sticks, and then a face mask should tack on 5.
Yeah, well, that could be 15.
It could be. We'll see. Have a discussion there. Craig Sparks, man in the yellow hat, face mask, personal foul. Yeah, so it is a 15-yard penalty against the Red Devils. And so the Red Devils, that's their 4th penalty of the half.
So whatever Coach Pappenhouse said at halftime
seems to have worked.
He needs to bottle it, keep it.
There you go.
Because it has worked.
So I guess the question to you, Coach, is how many times can you go back to that same well before they figure you out?
Just keep doing it. I mean, again, you go back to if it works,
so, right?
Yeah. Don't. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
1st and 10 from the 12 for the Dragons. Hand off to Trey Shane. He's met in the backfield and gobbled up.
As number 33, and that would be. No 33 on the roster.
I actually thought it was 73.
Oh, it was 73. Sorry.
It was 73.
Ethan Phillips, sophomore.
Phillips, yep.
6'1", 210 pounds.
.236 on as the clock runs here. 2nd and 10 from the 12. Pitch back. Shane makes a man miss. Gets inside the 10. Finally ridden down at about the 5-yard line. Nicely tangled up with by Jake Curry.
3rd and 5, Todd. 3rd and 5.
So 3rd and 5. The Dragons can get a first down without reaching pay dirt here. Handoff, left side again. Shane, he's going to be close to the goal line. I think that will be a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, it looks like a first down. Yeah, he's inside the 1-yard line.
Absolutely. So fresh set of downs and goal to go. See where they put the ball. They're saying the ball on the 0-yard line. It is inside the 1. Silver Creek trying to go fast here. And then a flag comes in. Was there movement?
Offside on Jeff.
Offsides on Jeff. Half the distance. What's half the distance at 12 inches?
6.
No, I know. I've gone to enough school that I can do that math, but it's going to be close here.
Yeah, they just nudge it. They just nudge the ball.
Absolutely.
I tell you what I don't like. I don't like when you're on the 0-yard line to take the ball 5 yards behind the line to hand it off. Your quarterback is right there. Just run a quarterback sneak,
Absolutely.
0 wedge. Their offensive line is controlling this.
Absolutely. Now, we saw Charlestown do that last week. They brought in the Chase Benner, who was their backup. And I'll wait to finish the story. Handoff. Mays for the score. So 2 touchdowns for LaShawn Mays in this third quarter. We got ourselves a ball game here, folks, with 1:23 in the third. So Dragons come out and score twice. 23 unanswered points from Jeffersonville in the second quarter. And now we've had 8 and then tacked on 4 more. 14 by the home team. Now trying for 2 more. Trey Shane, and he meets some trouble. He's not going to get there. So the 2-point conversion. Oh, flag comes in. Laundry on the field. Let's see if they get to run this one again.
You know what? I'd still be going left. That left side of their offensive line is just really controlling the right side of Jeff's line.
Yep.
There's no reason not to just take it left. Keep it simple. Do what's been working.
So personal foul, face mask. So 5th penalty. Now this one's only going to be half the distance to the goal, which is about a half a yard.
Yeah.
But still, 5th penalty. More importantly, it gives the Dragons the chance again to tack on these 2 points. Mays in the backfield, and then whistle again.
Offside on Jeff.
Offsides on Jeff.
So now the ball is going to be inside.
At the quarter.
Yeah.
I realize they just count that as like one. If we're totaling that up at the end, but still, I wrote down a quarter. Just remind me. So home team trails by 2, trying to make this even on Jeffersonville's first trip here to Silver Creek. And inside, handoff, dive.
He made it.
2-point conversion.
Late call.
And who ended up carrying that in? Was that Mays?
That was a fullback. I don't know who was.
I think it was Mays. It was. He just lined up.
He lined up at fullback.
Yeah, sure did. So we've got a 23-all tie. Let's see. Do we still have a break to catch here? No break? Well, then we will keep it right here and let Coach opine about how the Dragons have taken over in this third quarter.
Well, you know, I can hear Coach Pappenhaus in the locker room at halftime saying, "Okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go right down the field and score in the first time we get the ball. And then our defense is going to stop them, and then we're going to intercept the ball." I mean, he's just outlined and he builds up the players' confidence. Coach believes we can win this game. He knows he's got the plan. We're going to score.
Yep.
We're going to hold them. We're going to score again.
So Trejo to kick it away. Julian and Maddox back there standing at the 10. Julian is on far side, and short squib kick, nearly dropped, but fallen on by the Jeff players. The up back ended up falling on that. Actually looked like Montreal Montz, a freshman.
Oh.
225-pound freshman ended up falling on that after touching it.
Montreal Montz.
That's what it says.
All name team.
All name team. All right.
All
I
name
like
team
that.
Right there.
Okay.
We had a couple others.
I got enough stuff to remember, Coach.
Yeah.
You're going to have to write that down. Because
I
don't
got
remember
him.
that.
I got him.
Okay. So the Red Devils take back over seeing their 23-7 lead erased and met in the backfield and ridden down was Mansfield.
Nate Davidson, that's that outside linebacker spot. The defensive end went out like he was supposed to. Linebacker stepped up. Perfect tackle.
So we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Boy, this has been fast football too, isn't it?
It has been. Yep, sure has been.
I bet you Jeff hasn't had the ball 2 minutes in this quarter.
I believe you're right. So we've got 2 wideouts to the near side, 2 to the far. Mansfield on the get, and a flag comes in, and Mansfield is just gang tackled in the backfield there.
Holding.
And that's a hold. That's a hold against Jeffersonville. Declined, so we'll wipe that off. That was to be their 7th penalty of the ball game. 7th penalty of the second half.
Oh, is that right?
As a second half. Yeah,
wow.
They had 5 in the first half. So, yeah,
12 penalties in the game.
That wipes that away, but as far as distance goes, so neither team can claim cleanliness of tonight's game. Phillips gets the snap, rolls left, airs it out, and just overthrows his man. Could not run that down. That was Maddox out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that wasn't Julian.
That was Maddox out there.
All right, now this is going to be interesting because Jeff doesn't have their punter, remember?
That's right. So let's see who comes in to punt. And it appears as though Vance Boyd, a senior.
Can you see his? I couldn't see his.
Yeah, it was number 12, Vance
Boyd. Okay,
and
he was the boy. He was the young man who was warming up when I was down on the field.
Okay, so takes a snap, gets the boot away, nearly blocked, but not a bad punt there. As it takes a great Jeff roll along the near sideline. Not a long punt, but he got a good roll on it. And more importantly, it wasn't fielded and run back.
Right.
So 18.4 seconds left here. Enough time for one play going right to left for the home team.
And Silver Creek's offensive line has dominated that third quarter. Jeff defense needs to stiffen up a little bit.
So now Mays lines up as the fullback and Shane as the running back. Left side, pitch to Shane. Vaults a man and then tackled very nicely there in the open field by Davari Julian. And I'll tell you what, if Davari Julian hadn't stepped up and grabbed him, he was gone.
But that's Trey Shane's strength. We've got to get him outside. Get him on the edge, get him outside. Now hit him with LaShawn Mays up the middle.
So Mays with 2 up backs.
There we go.
And Mays powers forward as the third quarter comes to an end. We will return with Silver Creek and the ball, 23-all, and second down play coming. Come on back for fourth quarter action here on Glicod.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
As we are back, 23-all, starting the fourth quarter. Peyton Lacey and company on offense, moving left to right, pitch back. Mays has got a cut and powers through a tackle, carries a man forward. Nice run for about 4 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, DeVar Julian making another tackle. He may not have caught a lot of passes tonight, but, boy, he's made a lot of nice tackles tonight.
Want to hit some scores for you. We'll call your attention to the ticker, but Charlestown leading Scottsburg 31-0 at the end of 3. Bloomington North over New Albany 48-31. We'll get more after this play. Oh, there's that counter.
Yeah.
But Jeff read it, but Shane got away. He's got the first down into Jeff territory, down to about the 45.
Yeah, he just outran Kyan Stevenson at the cornerback, came up nicely, and Trey Shane just outran him.
Columbus East is doubled up Floyd Central 28-14 with 7 minutes in the fourth. And Holy Cross out of Louisville leading Providence 28-7. As Mays on the carry on first down, a good hard run again, and gain of about 3 there. There's another one of those power 3-yard runs, Coach.
Yep, just keep doing it. 3 yards, 4 yards, first down.
Yep. 2nd and 7. Lacey under center, pitches back. Right side Shane. There's that burst of speed. And is the ball loose? The ball loose. Jeff's saying they have it. Saw the ball marker come in. Jeff has it. Fumble on the play. Trey Shane, 3rd turnover of the night for Silver Creek. So Jeff will take over at the 38-yard line, and that's what the Jeff defense needed, wasn't it, Coach?
Oh, that's a big play for Jeff, but Trey Shane is a really good outside flank runner, but carrying the ball in the inside on those inside plays is totally different than carrying the ball on the outside plays. There are so many people grabbing at that ball.
Man in motion. That's Stevenson, and he cuts back.
Oh, nice tackle.
Good tackle, but a 5-yard run there. 5-yard run out
Trey
of
Shane.
No, that was that's Maddox. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I said it was Stevenson, but that was Maddox.
Trey Shane on a nice tackle.
Yep. So that's actually going to be 2nd and 4 with the ball on the 45-yard line. Not sure why the far down marker says 4th down. There we go. They're getting it right now.
It's still 4th down.
Should be 2nd down. Oh, low snap. And that was Schindler in there at quarterback. He snagged it and handed it off, I believe, to Mansfield.
Lost
a couple of yards.
Lost 3 yards.
Yeah, that was all about the snap. They were actually lucky that didn't squirt by. Schindler reached down and plucked it up.
I think it looked like Coach Parker pulled a hook on
Phillips
for that because of the interception.
So Schindler back there, pitches down the middle, has a man. Oh, Trey Shane breaks it up.
What a nice play.
So Maddox was the intended receiver, but Trey Shane got a paw on it and knocked it loose.
Yep.
Again, a 23-all ball game here. And that brings up 4th down and long. So again, needing to punt it away. High snap, but Vance Boyd gets it away, and fair caught by Joe Lemon back inside the 25.
All right, well, Silver Creek had a nice drive going and fumbled, held Jeff. See if they have another nice drive in them.
Well, or the, the Red Devils would love to play a little field position game here and maybe try to stuff Silver Creek and then, get a short punt or something like that and get great field position back. So,
well, and
let's see how it goes.
And anytime they're kicking the ball to Jeff, there's a danger of a run back because of the people they have back there returning kicks.
Absolutely. Little pitch back. Oh, and then here comes the Jeff defense. Lacey tucks, so it was going to be a flea flicker. They had Shane out here, but the Jeff defense really got some penetration there, and Peyton Lacey had to tuck and run.
Yep.
So Shane was streaking down this near sideline, but too many white shirts in there.
And, Tyson Maddox, by the way, was not fooled. I think he had Shane covered. If that ball got thrown, I think Maddox would have had it covered. He did a nice job back there.
Might have had a play on it.
Yeah.
Mays checks to the sideline on this 2nd and 5 play. So Lacey certainly made something out of nothing there. Handoff inside. And let's see who the new ball carrier is. Like I said, LaShawn Mays checked to the sideline. And that was Powell, KD Powell on the carry. Now Mays and Roundtree check back in the ball game. Miles Roundtree, the tight end.
Yeah. Powell and Robertson are out. And that's a big play. This is a big play for Silver Creek right here.
3rd and 5. Remind everybody. I'll remind you after a second. A little delayed handoff there. And just getting back to the line of scrimmage was Trey Shane. He was tripped up. It's going to be 4th down. So the Jeff defense playing tough here.
Now, dangerous thing to do is punt the ball to Jeff with the 2 people they have back there returning kicks.
It looks to me like, no, they are going to punt it away.
Yeah.
Ben Blues.
Oh, and the last time they punted, remember what happened the last time they punted? Okay. Not putting pressure on the center, but my goodness.
High, but Blues gets it away. Good punt into Jeff territory. Takes a great Silver Creek bounce.
Look, what is the Jeff player doing?
I don't know why he's in there.
Ball?
Yeah, that's just dangerous.
Is...
All right, the coach comes out. He wanted to blow a whistle from up here, folks.
Did the coach come and meet Davari Julian?
I don't know. I was talking about you.
Well, yeah, I would have probably blown my top, not my whistle.
Okay. So Jeff, after that ball takes a nice Silver Creek bounce, gets the ball at the 32-yard line. So they are back on offense. Here comes the Red Devils. See which quarterback's in
Schindler's
there.
Back.
It's Schindler.
Yeah, he's back in.
2 men flanking him, 3 wideouts. Handoff to Davari Julian, tries to get around the corner, has a block, does get around the corner, stays in bounds. No, he stepped on the sideline after about a 4 to 5 yard gain there.
Yeah.
So gain of
interesting.
2nd and 5. Yep.
Interesting that Julian's in the backfield now.
Well, just maybe trying to mix things up a little bit, put some pressure on this Dragons defense.
You got Mansfield and Maddox. They're not too bad.
So handoff inside, powering forward. That's Mansfield. He carries across the 40-yard line. Big pile of bodies there at the end, but it's 3rd and short. Just want to remind everybody that we will have Coach coming up with a drive of the game for us, brought to you by Jim Butner Auto, and then, of course, our most outstanding players, plural, brought to you by Skyline Chili after the ball game. Oh,
Jeff moving.
Yep.
Shooting themselves in the foot a little bit right now. That's just another one of their penalties. Has Silver Creek had a penalty this half?
Silver Creek has not had a penalty this half. That's
they've certainly cleaned it up.
That's the 8th on Jeff.
Yeah.
And that's another 5-yard penalty.
The play I would look for right now is that one where they scored, where they have the trips, send 2 receivers deep, and just have the widest receiver just stand there.
Yep.
Everybody covers the wideouts, hit them with the ball. It's an easy 8-yard gain. Let's see if they do it. No.
Easy 8-yard gain would be nice, considering it's 3rd and 6 for the Red Devils. 2 wideouts to the near side. Here comes Maddox. And to the up back, and it was knocked away. The referee saying that was on the turf.
Yeah.
And an incomplete pass. 4th down.
That play looked like it needed some more practice time.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did not unfold quite like Coach Parker wanted it to. That's for certain.
It probably worked better in practice, though.
So Shane and Lemon back up for the punts. And Vance Boyd standing back at about his 25.
Vance almost had one blocked the last time he punted.
And here came pressure again, but this one off the side of the foot.
That's not
he
got a
good roll. And that's into Silver Creek territory, down inside the 40.
That was a 15-yard punt with a 15-yard roll.
It was. So Silver Creek takes over, 1st and 10, 5:58 remains here.
If they have one of their drives that they've had in the 3rd quarter, they could run this all the way down to the end of the game.
They absolutely could. But the Jeff defense in this 4th quarter has thus far stepped up.
Yeah, they have.
It was all Silver Creek in that 3rd quarter. Silver Creek on the left side of the Jeff line. Mays is the fullback. Pitch back. There goes Shane. He was tripped up, but he still got the 1st down. He took a really strange step there,
or
was tripped, or both, and it crossed into Jeff territory. One heck of a carry.
Well, once again, you got all those people for Jeff on their defense just clustered up at the line of scrimmage. If you just break that first wave of defenders, you're going to get a good run.
So Shane in motion, resets. Pitch back, Mays.
Ooh.
He had a little tough time getting that ball in his breadbasket, but he did.
I never did like that pitch back on that power play. To me, it was always so much safer to hand off the ball rather than pitch it, because the tailback is moving forward. That's
Mays,
not good.
Yeah, Mays
Cramp.
goes down.
Cramp.
Have to sort of hope that it's a cramp. Well, that gives us an opportunity. I think we need to go ahead and step away and take our 2nd break of the 4th quarter. Come on back. Tie up ball game, 23-all here at Silver Creek on Glicod.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
$23-all now, 2nd and 6 coming up for the Dragons. Mays off the sideline, fumble on the snap. I believe Silver Creek fell on it. They sure did. Peyton Lacey comes out of there with it. So loss of a yard, 3rd and 6. I'm sorry, I had to chuckle. The man in the white hat pitching the ball to one of his compatriots there who wasn't looking, hit the side judge right in the head with football.
I didn't see it.
I don't know if that was in it. I'm sure a cameraman got it, but that was I had to chuckle. I'm sorry. All right, big 3rd and 6 play here on both sides of the ball. Pitch back. Shane had a little tough time controlling it, but he does. Dives it forward to about the 39-yard line. Oops, 41, I'm sorry.
4th and...
Actually, more like 42. I don't know where I came up with the yard line I gave it, but it's 4th and 4. That's the most important thing there.
Well, that little rollout pass and have one of the 3 receivers go out into the flat would be a good call, but he's not going to do it because he's going to keep the ball in there and challenge his offensive line.
Peyton Lacey under center. Cadence offsides. That was all about Lacey. He must have yelled at the top of his lungs and caught Jeff off guard. The 9th penalty. And that gives Silver Creek a first down.
First down the easy way.
Rolling the clock again. And, Coach, you called it. You said, let's try to see if this Silver Creek offense can wind this clock all the way down and control the ball. That's what they did in the 3rd quarter. That's for certain. So power in the backfield. Pitch back. Trey Shane. Gain of about 4 there on that left side. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 6.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of success running off their left side against the Jeff right side.
Now, I was trying to find Mays. He's still on the sideline. I was trying to see if they were working on him somewhere.
I don't see him.
I don't either. They may have taken him back to training room, possibly.
He should be standing right next to the coach.
And I don't see him, so he may have gone to the training room. All right. No, he's in the ball game. That's where he's at. He got the ball.
He got stopped.
But he got stopped on that 2nd down play. No wonder I couldn't find him standing next to the coach.
Now watch the counter play right here.
Okay.
Jeff just sold out everybody to that Silver Creek left side, setting up the counter play.
So 3rd and 9 with 1:53 remaining here.
Set up the counter play.
All right.
Here it comes.
And there's the counter.
Red. Jeff was ready for it.
Exceedingly well.
Yes.
Ridden down hard is Trey Shane.
Yeah.
Jeffersonville has scouted them up. They knew that was coming. Shane met a wall. Boyd and Julian on the tackle.
Looks like we may have an overtime game.
We very well could. Well, we've got the clock stopped with 1:24. And let's just keep it here for now. If we have an overtime, we may play one of those other IHSAA ads. So.
And look, I think Coach Pappenhaus is contemplating going for it.
I think he might be. He might think his defense can possibly hold on. So last time Jeff was in overtime, not putting the cart before the horse, but the last time they were in overtime was September 2nd, 2005.
Whoa.
Now it's only been 5 years for Silver Creek, September 30th of 2016, where they lost to North Harrison 14-13. And Jeff lost in that game in 2005 to Bedford North Lawrence.
2005, wow.
2005, been a long time.
Yes, it has.
Already, I've seen, we did not broadcast it, but I've seen one overtime game this year at Floyd Central, playing against South Davies.
What are they doing?
Ben Blues is coming back to punt the ball away.
Punt.
So Ben Blues back there, and I also suppose, though, Is this one of those times if you've got a trick up your sleeve, you use it?
You know,
and then we've got a late player coming on.
I'm not sure. You know what? If in this situation, if I was going to go for it, I would go for it. You're not going to fake Jeff out on a trick play, I don't think.
Right.
So this is one of those situations where something's wrong with the clock.
I'm not sure what's going on. There we go. Changed it to 1:30. Okay.
If you're going to punt.
Yep.
If you're going to go for it, you got to go for it.
And I didn't see who's back there for Jeff, so my
Oh,
apologies.
boy.
High snap. Here comes the pressure, but Blues gets the punt away. That's Maddox that was back there. He stays away, and Silver Creek downs it at about the 7-yard line. They're going to say 6, so that is deep in Silver Creek territory.
Jeff's got to be
Jeff
careful.
territory, excuse
Jeff's
me.
got to be careful down here. And Silver Creek still has
I think they have 2 of their
two
timeouts.
timeouts,
Yeah,
2?
I believe. Jeff? Yep, 2. All right. No, they have all 3? Okay. Silver Creek has all 3. Producer Jeff Cooper with that. And we've got Phillips back in there, and he rifles one right to the feet of his intended receiver. That was Swearingen, I believe. What'd you see, Coach?
I'm surprised that that's what Jeff's going to do. I'm down here on the 7-yard line, and I'm thinking I need to get the ball out, give my punter some room, and play for overtime because I think I can win the overtime.
Well, and if you throw in completions, you stop the clock.
Exactly.
Yep.
You're playing right into Silver Creek's hands.
So 1:17 on the clock.
Looks like they're going to do it again.
23-all ball game. Spread offense. No handoff inside. Mansfield power run makes a man miss. Helmet comes off. Still going. Crosses across the 15-yard line to about the 17. Moves the chains. One heck of a run there.
That's a game saver for Jeff right there. That run, that power run that he had.
We've seen him do it all game.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have much of a chance in the third quarter, and
No.
that's kind of the story of the second half of the ball game is how Silver Creek controlled the ball in the third quarter. But
So-
Jeff needed that there.
Coach, you need to call timeout, though. Coach Pappenhaus.
So 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. Handoff. Mansfield again running in the spread, but he runs into traffic there. So is Coach Pappenhaus going to let
He's going to let it run
clock
down
run?
and play for overtime.
So both of these coaches look like they're content to play for overtime. All right, now there is a timeout on the field. We will keep it here.
Who called timeout? Was that Jeff?
It was Jeff. So Jeff took a timeout, and just a note to
So 20 seconds left.
yeah, and just a note to producer Jeff. We'll do that into the second quarter break again, please.
So why would you call timeout with 20 seconds? I'm going to try to get in Coach Parker's head.
Okay, get in, Coach, please. Please do.
So I'm thinking, okay, do I want to just take the chances and just chuck it deep on a play? I've got some good receivers. I'll put Phillips in. He's got a strong arm, and I'm going to chuck it deep and take a chance. I might even do that a second time. The problem is if they're incomplete, you're going to have a few seconds left.
So either punt the
and
ball
it's
or
fourth
you
down.
might just have to kneel. Well, but you could kneel down, right?
Well, yeah, but if there's 4 or 5
fourth
seconds.
down. Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, you'd have to run around or something goofy like that. You're right.
So I don't know if that's what he's thinking or.
Okay. Well, let's see. Davari Julian.
He's got 3 wide over here.
Swearingen. And I can't see the third. Come to the near side. 1 to the far side. Zion Mansfield in the backfield. Phillips in there. Takes the snap. Handoff right up the middle. Goes Mansfield. He falls forward for another first down. Now they stop the clock, and they do. So that's interesting. With 11.3. Out to the 30-yard line. Interesting. So timeout taken.
Timeout, Jeffersonville.
Interesting.
I don't know who has an advantage in the overtime period.
I'm not sure. A home team, you would think.
Yeah.
But it's really, it's in a high school game. I'm not sure.
Could come down to two young ladies kicking a field goal.
How about that?
That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
How about that? We've already had, 4 points scored by those young ladies tonight. Magruder with 3 extra points and Troutman with 1.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Chuck it deep. Go for it.
Well, with 11.3 left and a fresh set of downs, you can do that 2 or 3 times.
Right, you can do at least
twice. Yeah, the time involved. You've got some fast receivers.
Yep. And Phillips has the arm to throw it deep. We've seen that.
So here's a question. Instead of blocking, do you use a guy like Zion Mansfield basically as your safety, where you back him up 5 yards and say if the ball comes the other way, on an interception, you got to tackle that kid. Okay, 3 wideouts near. Fake handoff, little play action right over the middle. Caught, and ball to the 50-yard line. And 4.3 seconds left. And on that catch was Brandon Curl. And now going to have to spike the ball. They're going to wind the clock, and they spiked it with less than a second gone.
So he's got one
to go,
One play.
One play.
Now, we used to call this rugby football.
Rugby football?
Where it's the last play of the game. You don't get tackled with the ball. You just keep lateraling it everywhere.
Yep.
And now the downside of that is that ball is on the ground.
Yep, and it could go the other way.
Yep. So here's what I'm saying. If Jeff has the old hook and ladder,
yep,
run the hook and ladder. Take a wide out, go down 12 yards, turn around, button hook, catch the ball, and here comes another receiver across his face, and he laterals it to him. The old hook and ladder.
Okay, so we're going to put some time back on the clock.
Yeah.
They're saying 3 seconds. So trying to put some time back on the clock. 0.5 seconds. Nope, not 5. 0.3 seconds on the clock coming from the side judge. There we go. Okay, 0.3 seconds on the clock for Jeffersonville. 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near. Phillips back there. Here comes some pressure. Lofts it up. Has a man, but knocked down. I liked your hook and ladder, Coach. Overtime we go. Let's take that break that we talked about. We'll come back. We'll have overtime for you here on Glicod.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh. Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Your busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Well, it's not halftime, but it's overtime. And in the last time in overtime, Jeffersonville back in 2005 lost to Bedford North Lawrence at B&L 28-21, and Silver Creek lost to North Harrison 14-13 back in 2016. All right, Coach, so Silver Creek gets the ball first here.
4 chances to score from the 10-yard line.
No time on the clock. Handoff, Mays.
That's a good start.
Sure is. Carries the ball forward for about 7 yards. So the only way you can get a first down in a situation like this is, can't you get one on a penalty, Coach?
You can.
Is the only way you can get a first down. 2nd and 6. And the Lacey, and back, to Shane, and he's wrestled
pummeled
to the ground.
Yes,
Pummeled is a good word for it.
Number 28 for
That was
Jeff.
Evan Clayton.
Whew.
Evan
Strong
Clayton,
tackle.
linebacker, and 8 tackles on the season. And boy, that was a
strong tackle.
That was a good tackle.
Yeah.
Yep, backed Silver Creek up back to the 11-yard line. So it's 3rd and 11. They're going to have to open their playbook up a little bit. I'm not sure what Carly Troutman's range is, but I'm thinking, no, you're fine. I was, okay. Handoff on the counter, and boy, oh boy, that was read again by Evan Clayton. I'm not so sure that he's not just a spy on Shane.
Shane,
you know?
Yeah, just go opposite, line up opposite of where Shane is, and expect him to come back to you.
And we've got a timeout on the field by Silver Creek.
I don't know, like you said, I don't know what their range of their field goal kicker is.
I'm not sure. And this is a big decision-making process here for Coach Pappenhouse.
And what do we got? 4th and 12?
4th and 12, which would mean the kick would be from about the 17. So
it's on the
something
12.
Like
It'd be on the 9.
No, it'd be back than that.
On the 19, so it'd be a 29-yard field goal. So
yeah.
I don't know if she has that range or not.
Not sure.
We don't know. Coach knows. So we'll see if she comes out. We know Coach,
he knows.
Yeah.
And Carly Troutman's standing on the 40-yard line. So
she's not going in.
Doesn't appear to be.
Right. So I still like that the trip set with a sprint out pass.
Yep.
And you got 3 receivers all flooding one area. Take your chances. I don't think you're gonna muscle that ball in from the 12.
So Jeff defense. Trey Shane moves from left to right. as Lacey was trying to draw Jeff off sides there, trying to get an easy 5 yards, and it did not work. Good discipline by Jeff that time around.
Very good discipline. So we're back to, let's get in Coach Pappenhause's head.
Okay, do that, sir.
What does he, what has he practiced during the past 2 months of football practice that he has ready for these kinds of situations?
You know there's got to be something.
Yeah, every coach has, okay, I've got plays that I'm practicing for overtimes. I'm practicing a 2-point play to win the game. We have these plays already. We've practiced them. We know what to do. So what does he practice? I'm still saying I like the trip set with Shane and the quarterback sprinting out. Hey, buddy.
So the Red Devils, their last overtime win was September 7th, 2001. The Dragons' last overtime win was October 3rd, 2014.
All right, so let's see. We're going to get a little rollout now.
Shane lines up sort of in the slot, wide right, man in motion. That was Hoffman. Roll out, looking for a man. Has a man, knocked away by Jeffersonville. I believe that was Davari Julian.
Yep.
Not certain, but I think so. So pass was intended for Lemon, and that was knocked to the turf harmlessly. So now the Dragons have to step up and play some defense.
So you sprint that quarterback out to the right.
Yep.
You get that whole defense, plant that foot, that slot back's coming back, and you throw it back to him wide open. We should just call that the touchdown play.
All right.
Run the touchdown play.
Run the touchdown play.
It's always open. We should also tell the quarterback, after you throw the ball, you're going to get creamed. Just know that.
Okay. Just know it's coming. Yeah. But you're going to be a hero because you'll throw a touchdown pass.
That's right.
Okay. All right. There's Phillips. Handoff to Davari Julian, and he's met after a short gainer. Flag comes in, and let's see what that's all about.
I don't know.
Where that came in, it could be a little bit of anything.
Yeah, there's a lot happening over there. A lot happening.
Referee Craig Sparks
looks like it's
heads
against
to the
Silver
sideline.
Creek. Against Silver Creek.
The Jeff sideline is certainly reacting that way.
Silver Creek's defense got to step up real big now.
Personal foul. Blow to the head.
Personal foul on Silver Creek.
So that is Silver Creek's first penalty of the second half or overtime, but it's half the distance to the goal, and that's going to make it second and goal from the 5. So second and goal from the 5, and now timeout, Silver Creek. So a timeout by Silver Creek. They need to talk about it.
Yeah, they've got to
get in Coach Parker's head here.
Well,
Coach Kaz.
I'm playing man defense on the receivers and sending the house. If I have the kitchen sink to throw at them, I'd throw that at them too now.
Well, no, but if you're Coach Parker.
Oh, if I'm Coach Parker?
Yeah, for Jeff.
If I'm Coach Parker, I'm going to hand the ball to my big stud and let him run.
Yeah. With
spread out all the Silver Creek people, and give it to my stud.
Well, Zion Mansfield has certainly, he ran well there at the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
for certain. It's one of those things where sometimes those backs it's like they need those carries, and as they get later in the game and the line gets tired out a little bit, boy, they can really power it.
They get stronger.
Yep. All right, as the Silver Creek Dragon faithful get to their feet, The Red Devil traveling party across the way does the same. 2 wideouts, 1 right, 1 left. Handout, Mansfield chased in the backfield. He gets away, spins, makes a man miss, finally pushed out of bounds. And he makes a gain, and he's down near the goal line.
What a run by Mansfield. Holy smokes.
He escaped twice when I thought he was down.
He was going to lose 10 yards.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Talk about something that was a lot to give. He went 30 to get 3, but still.
Give it to him again. No.
Power right up the middle.
No. Yep.
Touchdown. Overtime win for the Jeffersonville Red Devils as they score in overtime up the middle. And Mansfield salts it away for the Red Devils. That's their first trip here to to Silver Creek High School. Jeff comes away with the win. Well, we've got a lot to talk about as we wrap it up on the post-game show. Stay tuned for all of that. Most outstanding players, drive of the game, etc. Come back for more here on Glicod.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent, Hackey Page, today.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
Where's Cobra Guy?
What?
No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
Jeffersonville ends up ending that 20-year overtime winless streak. Their last overtime win back in 2001, while they notched one in 2021 as they beat the home Dragons 29-23 with this overtime win tonight. And the Red Devils really played a whale of a second quarter, and the second quarter was what put them in a position to win this game. Those points in overtime, the first points they had scored since that second quarter. Well, it's time for the drive of the game, and tonight's drive of the game brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group in Clarksville, where they're striving to keep you driving. Coach, what's your pick for that?
Well, I had two choices. There could have been the 10-yard drive to win in overtime, but that's kind of like cheating. So
right.
I really think that I think the drive that changed the complexion of the game was the drive that Jeff had Silver Creek got the safety to snap over the punter's head. They had a kickoff from the 20-yard line. Jeff got the ball, I'm going to say, around the 50. And then they had a good drive down the field and ended up being a touchdown pass to Tyson Maddox. And isn't that right? Wasn't Maddox?
Yep, Tyson Maddox.
So and that changed the whole complexion of the game. Before that, Silver Creek had dominated them. They had controlled that whole first quarter. Jeff, I think, maybe only had the ball one serious during that whole first quarter. Silver Creek kept shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. Jeff goes right down to, after the safety. It's 7-2. They score again. Now it's 9-7. Then they all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. They're ahead 23-7 at halftime, and the game is really out of Silver Creek's hands. To Silver Creek's benefit, Coach Pappenhaus and his staff, they really gathered those troops together and played a whale of a second half, and just didn't have enough. Right at the end, the fumble at the end really hurt them.
So that score, the drive culminating in the Phillips to Maddox 7-yard touchdown pass with Magruder knocking through the extra point, was tonight's drive of the game, brought to you by the Jim Butner Auto Group in Clarksville, where they're striving to keep you driving. Well, let's step away. When we come back, we're going to take a brief look at some final numbers, including penalties, which were big in this ball game, and those brought to you by German American Bank. So let's step away. Come back for those here in a few on Glicod.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a one-bedroom or $1,050 for a two-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You never know who you're going to run into at a Skyline. I moved to Cincinnati and I was playing in bands. I met Michael and we've been playing and writing music ever since. We live 300 feet from a Skyline and we go there constantly.
And I'm sure there have been multiple times where we've gone before a show and then after the show. Any time for us is Skyline time.
It has a feeling kind of like those mom and pop diners, also like a deep charm for me.
It's just good hangs there at Skyline.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
And Jeff wins in overtime here at Silver Creek High School, 29-23. It's time for a look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. Well, Jeffersonville scored 23 points in the second quarter, and that was certainly big. Also big were the 14 penalties for 77 yards given up by Jeff, most of those in the second half, and including 9 penalties for 42 yards. And then Mansfield's 2-yard touchdown run in overtime caps off sort of those numbers for Jeffersonville. For Silver Creek, 16 points unanswered in the third quarter, answering back on Jeff to tie this ball game up. We played even in the fourth quarter, but 9 penalties for 80 yards. Most of the Silver Creek penalties, in fact, all of the Silver Creek penalties coming either in the first half, and then that one penalty in the overtime for half the distance to the goal, and that set up that Zion Mansfield couple-yard run for the overtime touchdown. So 9 penalties, 80 yards, and 3 turnovers by Silver Creek. They certainly ended up, the Dragons, leaving some points on the field. Thoughts on that, Coach?
Well, you're exactly right. I think the penalties in the first half that Silver Creek had, again, very out of character, really hurt the final score here because they were really rolling. That first quarter, everything was working and clicking for them, and they really had Jeff on their heels, but they kept getting penalties. They kept shooting themselves in the foot, and they, instead of being 2nd and 3, it was 1st and 25.
Yep.
And Silver Creek is not a team that really is built to do that. One of the keys of the game was, stay ahead of the chains. Get yourself in 2nd and 2 and 3rd and 1 situations, and not 3rd and 15 situations. So that really hurt. I admire Jeff. I think Jeff found that identity tonight.
Yep.
I think they know they're a good, strong running team. They're going to feed Maddox the ball. He became the man, I think, tonight for them. So they've now found what their identity is going to be. And I admire the way their defense in that fourth quarter stood up and helped actually win the game for them. A lot of good things for Jeff tonight. And on the other side, Silver Creek played a whale of a game. That comeback they had in the third quarter was amazing. And you could just see the things that Coach Pappenhaus had talked to them at halftime just out on the field. They were doing exactly what Coach wanted them to do. The fumble, it's unfortunate it comes down to a play like that. The fumble hurt when they're driving, and then the penalty in the overtime obviously hurt.
Hurt as well. Yeah, sure did. Well, so Jeffersonville improves to 2-3. The Dragons fall to 3-2 on the season. And that's our final look at numbers tonight, brought to you by German American Bank. Well, let's step away and remind you that ticker's running down there, brought to you by Interstate Batteries. But when we return, Coach is going to pick our most outstanding players of the ball game. So stay tuned for that. Tonight's most outstanding players, brought to you by Skyline. Come on back for that.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Visit Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a one-bedroom or $1,050 for a two-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know, I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glicod.
Overtime victory for Jeffersonville here at Silver Creek tonight, 29-23, our final. It's time for tonight's most outstanding players, and they are brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road near I-265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. Coach, who you picking?
Well, we'll do Silver Creek first, and I tell you, the guy that really carried the load for Silver Creek was LaShawn Mays. I really liked the way he played, not only on offense, but he did some really nice things on defense tonight too. So LaShawn Mays from Silver Creek. And like I said, I think Jeff found an identity with Zion Mansfield at tailback. And he was by far their most valuable player. He really carried the load for him tonight.
All right, so our most outstanding players tonight, brought to you by Skyline Chili. LaShawn Mays for Silver Creek in the home team loss, and Zion Mansfield in the Jeffersonville win tonight. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. Well, Coach, your thoughts just to wrap it up and put a bow on it as we wrap up our coverage here at Silver Creek High School tonight.
Well, again, it was a great night, a great football game, a really exciting game.
It was.
I came to the game thinking we were going to see Jeff find an identity on what they were going to do. We saw that. I still think Silver Creek has become very one-dimensional. They have got to be able to do a few other things with the ball. They're going to, Brownstown Central, and then when they get into the sectionals, they have to find more things they can do offensively. So, and the other thing I thought, I hope that this game becomes a regular game, because I think this is a good rivalry.
Could very well be.
And the schools are just right down the road. Why should Jeff have to go all the way to Indianapolis or somewhere for a game when they have a real good team just
right up
10 minutes down the road?
Yep, absolutely.
So I think this should be something the athletic director should look at and have as a regular game on the schedule.
All right. Well, speaking of regular games, as we get ready to wrap things up, just want to remind you, as always, for the most in-depth coverage of Southern Indiana high school sports, you can visit Glicod.com, including lots of scores there. Next week on Glicod, we've got at 7 p.m. the Bedford North Lawrence Stars at the Floyd Central Highlanders. I will be there with Coach Paul Love doing that ball game. Charlestown Pirates at Corden Central Panthers. Mike Becht and Coach Kaz will be out there at Corden Central. Nice place to watch a game.
Yes, it is.
So both of those games at 7 p.m. And then we've got an audio game for you. Iroquois Raiders at the PRP Panthers with Jim Tyre and Antoine Wordlow. So that's what's coming up next week on Glicod. Tonight's on-site producer was Jeff Cooper. Our cameramen were a couple of young men from the AV program here at Silver Creek High School. We thank them for that. Glicod's executive producer was Steve Bird. For Jim Kazmarek, I'm Dr. Todd Carter saying so long and good night. Once again, the final score, Jeffersonville 29, Silver Creek 23. You've been watching Southern Indiana High School football on Glicod. Good night. God bless everybody.
From Glicod, this has been Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School Football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, the car battery auto techs prefer. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glicod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glicod.